Hi guys, I think we are live now. Good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon Aditya, Supraja. Good afternoon Yash. Good to see a lot of people here. Good afternoon Sonema, Aryan, Shashi, Nitin. Good afternoon everyone. This is going to be a quant marathon. We are going to solve a lot of questions in this. Me and Maruti will be there doing it together. You want one more of this? It will be there, yeah. It's this one. But he'll have to plug it in. How do you plug it in? You don't need to plug it in. That's it. Okay, I hope the audio and video is okay. If you can hear both of us, just let us know through the chat. Good afternoon.
And guys, I do want you to like the stream. So let us target, please like the stream. Let us target 300 likes before the stream ends. Every time I have this target of 300 likes because it feels good to achieve this target. So anyway, today we'll be first starting off with a QuantRush. We have started a new feature on Cracku called the QuantRush, which many people are taking every day. So if you don't know about it, I would recommend you to definitely take it, where you will be getting questions from different topics, and you will continue with the rush till you get 3 questions wrong. So the first rush I'll do today. This is basically the QuantRush page. You can just go to Cracku. You can search for Cracku QuantRush. You will get it. It is there in the study room. In the Cracku study room, if you go, you get QuantRush. Here you can select the topics that are needed: arithmetic, algebra, geometry, number systems, probability, or all topics. Normally what I do is, when I want to get some quick way in which I can practice some questions, I just select all the topics and then I start the rush. So let us do the rush together this time. And you can post the questions, the answers that you got in the chat. For this QuantRush, let us try to score as much as we can. And if it is good, then we'll continue. Otherwise, we'll go with the session. So this is the rush. So we need to find out the largest number which leaves the same remainder when it divides 722, 1097 and 1347. We have, I think, 2.5 minutes for it. 72, 722, 1097 and 1347. So the difference between these two is 250. And the difference between these two, I can put it here. The difference between these two numbers is, this is 5, this is 7, and
375.
375.
125.
So the answer has to be 125. Okay, which is basically the. So I think once we select it, will automatically go. Yeah, I think the first one is correct. Let us go to the second one. Ram and Rohini, if you got the answer, you can message in the chat.
Yeah, I'll keep seeing anybody who gets the answer correct. I'll keep on checking that, okay?
Yeah. We have 120 people live. Please do like the stream, guys. Ram and Rohini were given equal amounts of money by their parents. Okay. Ram bought 2 chocolates. Okay.
The question is not visible. I think it's a bit blurry. Guys, if you try to improve the quality to higher picture quality, then I think you'll be able to see it.
This is the max I can do.
Okay. It's okay, you solve. I think if you, now it is visible. Now go ahead.
It's okay. There are 4 minutes. No, there's a lot of time we can solve it.
Okay.
Ram bought 2 chocolates and 5 burgers. 5 burgers and 11 toffees. And he exhausted all his money, okay. Rohini, being a smart girl, she bought 3 chocolates and 3 toffees and 3 chocolates, 3 burgers and 3 toffees, okay. And saved 60 rupees for another day, okay. Which of the following can be the cost of, okay. So basically this is plus 67. These two are the same. We're given equal amounts of money, okay. 2 chocolates, 5 burgers, 11 toffees, okay. And she bought 3 chocolates, 3 burgers, 3 toffees and 67. Which of the following can be, okay. If you, the amount of money is not given, right? The amount of money, equal amounts of money, okay. Amounts of money is not given. Normally what I see is, if I assume this to be A, and this would be equal to A minus 67. The amount of money I assume to be A. The reason I did that is because the coefficients are in a, the coefficients in a arithmetic progression, they're not actually. So I'll just subtract one from the other. So if I subtract this, this will be minus C plus 2B plus 60 plus 80 is equal to 67. So I think we have nothing else to do. We have to just use like trial and error. I think 2B plus 60, 2B plus 80, sorry. 2B plus 80 has to equal 67 plus C. So we have to figure out which of the options satisfies this equation. Chocolate, burger and trophy, this, right? So one thing we can easily say is that chocolate has to be odd. Because if chocolate is even, 67 plus an even number will be odd. This is an even number. So it is definitely not option A or option C. It has to be either option B or D. So if it is, say 19, this becomes what? 86. 86 and this is for option B. 2 into B is 62 plus 24. I think B is working out fine. 62 plus 24. Just because we have time, we can check for C also. 67 plus 21 is 88. This is equal to 2 times 29, which is 58. Actually, both of them are working fine. What is this? No, I think this is 58 plus 40, so 98. So this is not working. 58 plus 40 is 98. So option D is not working. So the correct answer is option B. We still have time, so I can mark it off. Basically, we just got an equation like this, 2B plus 80, and we have to just figure out which of the option is matching. This one is even, so we don't need to check if this is even, and if C is even, the right hand side will be odd, so we don't need to check when C is even. I know that I'm not explaining properly, but that is the point of doing QuantRush. We have to just keep solving. I'll solve a couple of more points, and after that we'll go to the session. This we have 3.5 minutes. And I think because I took a lot of time to solve, I got only 2 points. If you solve questions quickly, you'll get more points. Okay, consider the real valued function f of x is this. Find the domain of x. Okay. So basically, we are required to calculate the domain of this function. Okay. Okay. First, for the logarithm to be defined, we want x to be greater than 7. X has to be greater than 7 by 3. This is the first thing. And we want the denominator to be positive and denominator to be not 0. These kind of questions are actually solved using the options. It is much quicker. So for example, if you're looking at the options, it is definitely not option B. If you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, because it is saying that real number minus 7 by 3 is definitely not true, right? Otherwise the logarithm will not be defined. So it is not option 2.
Not
is it
also.
option 3? It definitely is not option 3 because I can make x to be very negative. So it is not option 3. It has to be either option 1 or option 4.
No.
It is definitely not option 4. So I can directly mark this as option.
Okay. There is this. No, again, not possible.
It is not possible. No, you can't have it to be negative. So it is not even option 5. So just based on the options, we can figure out that it has to be option 1. So this time I'll mark it and I'll get hopefully a lot of score. See, I got 5 points because I was able to mark it quickly. So normally in these kind of questions, when people say how do I solve questions very quickly, I also use these kind of tricks where I solve using the options. I hope it was useful for you. This was the last question I'll solve. This is a theta question, so unfortunately I can't use options to solve it. If a and b are roots of, okay, x squared plus 9x plus 5, okay, I don't think I can solve it.
Plus, okay.
What is the value of 5 plus 2 by 9? Okay, basically 2a plus 9 and 2b plus 9. Okay. Here something has to do with 2a plus 9, right? Because a and b are roots of this. So what I would try to do is, this actually I'm not so sure if there is a quick way to solve it. The other way is just calculating the value of x. X
Just
plus
simplify that. Basically, you can say what is a plus b. You can also say what is ab.
But how can I get this? Because this is 5 by this and 6 by this, right? So we won't get, the numerator is not the same.
Okay.
A and b are roots of x square. Guys, if anybody got the answer, please do message in the
Yeah.
chat. You will help me with this question. This is the last question we are going to do in the QuantRush, and after that we'll end it. Plus 5 is equal to 0. Now a plus b is minus 9 and a into b is 5. This is something we know from quadratic equations. Here, what can I say about 2a plus 9? So basically a plus 9, see what the thing is, a plus 9 is equal to minus b. Okay, so 2a plus 9 is equal to a minus b. Similarly, b plus 9, basically 9 is minus a minus b. So this is basically actually not too difficult, because 9 is minus a minus b. 2a minus b is a minus b. So this is a minus b and b minus, so the denominator is the same, a minus b whole square. And the numerator is
11.
35. You calculate a minus b whole square. Okay. A minus b whole square I can calculate quickly. 81 minus 40. This is 61. So the denominator is 61 and the numerator also is 61. It is 25 plus 36. So this is 61. So again the answer will be 1. Again I hope you got it. I'll mark it and we'll go to the next one.
61 by 61. Supraja got it.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. A lot of you guys actually got it.
Okay, so this is QuantRush. I hope that you guys understood how to use it. Okay. Please do like the stream. We'll start with today's session. I'm going to end the rush. Do let me know if you actually like the rush. And if also tell me what is the highest that you guys have scored in the QuantRush. And we'll go to the first question that will be there on your screen. I actually enjoyed quite a lot because whenever I'm bored, I just start the rush and I solve like 5 or 6 questions, which seems like a fun thing to do. Okay, guys, please do like it. We have 83 likes. Let us go to the first question for today. Today we'll be just solving a lot of questions. There won't be a lot of concepts that are answered, but we'll be focusing on solving. Many of the questions that will be there today are from the quant sectional attempt that I took last week, where I just took the test and I did not give any explanations. So I felt today will be the time where people can actually solve these questions again. And once the question is over, I'll, as usual, give the explanation for it. So this is the first question that is there on your screen. Sonima is saying excellent feature. Okay, thank you, Sonima. Supraja is saying my highest is 32. That's a very good score, Supraja. Try to keep increasing your high score. That way you'll be practicing more and more. Yes, sir. Arafat is saying, yes, sir. QuantRush is definitely a great feature. My highest is 10 questions in a row. That is great. 10 questions in a row is very good. Sonima is saying my highest is 88. Vikas Chaudhary is 87. Sai Kiran is 51. I think all these are actually pretty good scores. The way you can motivate yourself is just try to increase your high score. If you try to increase your high score, you will be solving a lot of questions. And like I mentioned many times, the reason we actually designed this feature also is because I know that at this point of time, solving a lot of questions is very important. Anisha is 20 a good score. I think 20 is a good score to start off with. Try to keep increasing. So basically next time try to get 21. You should feel very happy when you increase your score from 20 to 21. The next time it should be 22 and so on. We have 91 likes. We need 200 and more likes. Hasini Jagadam is saying, sir, VRC rush can also be made like with PGs, etc. PGs. Definitely can be made. The thing is, I think we can make a rush with only verbal ability part. I think RC rush is difficult because you can't solve an RC so quickly. But I think verbal ability rush can definitely be made. We just started the QuantRush to see how the feature is and how people like it. Many people are actually liking it. So probably we'll put a VA rush also in the upcoming days. Okay, I think the time is up for this. Let us try to answer this question. Here the density of an object is mentioned as mass divided by volume. So basically mass of an object is equal to density into volume. Now the ratio of the masses of an iron sphere of radius 21 centimeters is and a copper cube of edge length 10.5 centimeters is denoted as x. Find the value of 3x. So basically we are given the volumes of an iron sphere and a copper cube. So what is the volume of iron sphere? If I call it IS, what is the volume of a sphere? The volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the formula for the volume of a sphere. In this particular case, we are given the radius, it is 21 centimeters. So this will be 4 by 3 into 22 by 7 into r cube is 21 into 21 into 21. Now what is the volume of that copper cube? Volume of copper cube is equal to the volume of a cube is side cube, S into S into S. In this particular case, the volume of the side is 10.5. So this will be 10.5 into 10.5 into 10.5. The key for these kind of questions is not actually simplifying these numbers. There is no point in actually calculating the value of 10.5 whole cube. Similarly, there is no point in actually calculating this number, simplifying it, because we will try to keep all of them like that, try to see if there are any cancellations that are happening, and then after that, whatever is needed at the end, only that number will calculate. That way you will save time. Here the density of iron is given, it is 7000 kg per meter cube. Density of copper is given, it is 8000 kg per meter cube. So if you're looking at the volumes, the ratio of the volumes, it is density into volume. What is the density of iron? It is 7000 into what is the volume of the iron sphere? This is the volume of the iron sphere, which is 4 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 21 into 21 into 21. And what is the density of copper? The density of copper is 8000 and the volume is 10.5 into 10.5 into 10.5. Now 21 divided by 10.5 is 2. 21 divided by 10.5 is 2. 21 divided by 10.5 is 2. We can cancel this 1000 and this 1000. We can cancel this 7 and this 7. 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. We can cancel it with this. So the ratio of the masses, the value of x, is 4 into 22, which is 88, divided by 3. So the value of 3x will be simply equal to 88. So what we are required to calculate is the value of 3x, which will equal 88. Let me look at the chat to see if any questions are there. Otherwise, we'll just go to the next question. I hope that you guys are actually solving this. This, I think, will be a very useful session if all of you start solving. This was a question which took me so much time in the sectional attempt, and I actually didn't get it correct in the sectional attempt because I could feel that this is an easy question and I'm just not able to solve it. So I wasted a lot of time. Sir, please advise about DILR. Which topic should I focus now? Should I leave DI and focus only on LR now? I would actually say focus on DI definitely, because DI I feel you can definitely solve. DI doesn't involve a lot of logic, in the sense that if you spend time on the DI side, you will get it correct. It might be slightly time consuming, but you will be sure that you will actually get it correct. So normally I don't leave the DI set, and many times DI set is the first set that I attempt, because once I get one set correct, I am under much less pressure. So then I go to the other sets. So I would always say don't ignore DI. Mukunda guys saying, sir, this question was marked easy in the test, but even I wasted 4-5 minutes on it. Yeah, I know. But after the test was over, when I solved it, I realized I can solve it very easily. So I actually agree that this was an easy question, but in the exam pressure, in that sectional attempt pressure, I think I was not able to solve it properly. You can post the questions you have, man. I would answer it in some time. Okay, I want to just focus on now. Yeah, many people got the question right. Anushri, Devesh, Sai Kiran, Supraja, Santosh Nayak, Akriti, Sri Rajeshwar, all of these guys actually got it correct. Okay, let us try to answer it. I think the time is up for this question. So this question, basically what we are told is that there are 6 numbers A, B, C, D, E, F. Their average is 11. So what we know is that A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F is equal to 66. We are told that the average of A, B and C is E. So A plus B plus C is equal to 3E. The average of D and E is B. So D plus E is equal to 2B. The average of E and F is C. So E plus F is equal to 2C. What is the value of E if the value of A is 3? So we are given the value of A. This would imply that B plus C plus D plus E plus F is equal to 63 because A is equal to 3. Similarly, B plus C is equal to 3E minus 3. So we have this B plus C in terms of E, we can substitute over here. If we have D plus F in terms of E, we can calculate the value of E. That is what you should really look at. So if you add both of this together, we are going to get D plus E plus E plus F is equal to 2 times B plus C. But what is 2 times B plus C? It is 2 times this, which is equal to 6E plus 6. Or D plus F, sorry, this is 6E minus 6. D plus F is equal to 4E minus 6. So B plus C we can substitute over here. D plus F we can substitute over here with this equation, and we will get an equation only in terms of E. So B plus C is equal to 3E minus 3 plus D plus F is 4E minus 6 plus E is equal to 63. From this particular equation, we have B plus F from here, we have D plus F from here, and we can solve it. So we are going to get this is 8E is equal to 72, or the value of E is equal to 9. So the answer for this question is 9. Let me look at the chat. Like I mentioned, after the test is over, this seems like a pretty straightforward question. But in the test, for whatever reason, I was not able to solve it, even after I spent a lot of time on it. So let us look at the next question. Yeah, many people got it correct. Well done. Vikas Chaudhary, Srinidhi, Ritika, Vedantika, Yash, all of these guys I think have done well. Try to answer this question, and after that, whoever gets it correct, I will give a shout out to those guys. Just one sec, guys. हाँ क्या हुआ? मैंने नहीं किया, बाई मिस्टेक आया होगा. ठीक है, मैं उसको बोलता हूँ कॉल करें. संत कॉल. Is the time up for this? No, there's still 1 minute. Guys, did anyone get this correct? Do mention in the chat. If you're still solving it, that's okay. Prajit is saying, sir, I scored 44 in dash cat 2. How can I improve my score? Basically, you have to look at it section by section. If you're scoring 44, say you're scoring 15 in each of the sections, 15 in quant, 15 in verbal, 15 in LRDA. What you have to do is you should look to improve your score from 15 to 20 in each of the sections. To do that, you need to just get 2 questions correct in each of the sections. So that is how I think you should plan. In quant, then you can also try to figure out what are the topics you're doing well, what are the topics you're not doing well. These 15 questions, in which topics did you get them correct? Are you doing well in arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and in the number systems? Are you managing your time better? You have to focus on it section by section. Similarly, in verbal, you have to figure out whether you're doing well in RCs. How many RCs are you able to attempt? What is your accuracy in RC as compared to your accuracy in verbal? Similarly, in LRDA, are you picking the right sets? So you have to look at it section by section and try to tell yourself that I have to just increase my score by 5 marks in each of the sections. That way, I think you can focus on improving your score. Okay, many people got this correct. Devesh, Pratik Purohit, Supraja, Bhukya Santosh Nayak, Sonima Dwivedi, Vedant Mishra, Vikas Chaudhary, Flame Kaiser, Niharika, Srinidhi, Vedantika, Naman. All of you guys got it correct. Sai Kiran, Srinath Reddy, Akriti Agarwal, Meet Patel, Navneeta. All of you guys have actually gotten it correct. Well done. Yeah, time is up. So let us try to solve this question. In this question, we are told that there are 10 inlet pipes which fill the tank in 4 hours. So one inlet pipe will fill the tank in 40 hours. And there are n outlet pipes which empty half of the tank in 3 hours. This would imply that n outlet pipes, they empty the tank, full tank in 6 hours because they're emptying half the tank in 3 hours. Or one outlet pipe empties the tank in 6n hours. So what fraction of the tank does the inlet pipe fill in 1 hour? In 1 hour, the inlet pipe will fill 1/40th of the tank. Because in 40 hours it is filling the entire tank, so in 1 hour it will fill 1/40 of the tank. And one outlet pipe, this is for inlet. And one outlet pipe in 1 hour, how much does it empty? It will empty 1/6n. Because in 6n hours, it is emptying the entire tank. Now we are given some information. We are told that there are n+1 inlet pipes and n/2 outlet pipes. The tank is filled in 24 hours. So what fraction of the tank is filled in 1 hour? Because it is filled in 24 hours, in 1 hour, the fraction of the tank that is filled is 1/24. But for that, inlet pipes are working to fill the tank, outlet pipes are working to empty the tank. One inlet pipe in 1 hour fills 1/40. n+1 inlet pipes in 1 hour, they will fill n+1/40 minus one outlet pipe, the fraction it empties in 1 hour is 6/n. How many outlet pipes do you have? You have n/2. So what is the fraction n/2 outlet pipes empty in 1 hour? It will be n/2 divided by 6n. This is equal to 1/24, which is the fraction of the tank which is actually filled. We can simplify this. n+1/40 minus 1/12 is equal to 1 by 24, or n plus 1 by 40 is equal to 1 by 8, or n plus 1 is equal to 5, so the value of n is 4. If the value of n is 4, what is the fraction of the tank that one inlet pipe fills? This is known, this is 1 by 40. What is the fraction of the tank that is emptied by the outlet pipe in 1 hour? It is 1 by 6n. The value of n is 4, so this is 1 by 24. So what is the ratio of the efficiency of an inlet pipe to an outlet pipe? It will be 1 by 40 is to 1 by 24. You can multiply both the fractions with 120, which is the LCM of 40 and 24. So this is 120 by 40 is to 120 by 24. This ratio is 3 is to 5. So the answer for this question is option C. Many people got it correct, which is very well done. Let me see the chat, and after that we'll go to the next question. Guys, we have 140 people who are watching the stream live. Please do like the stream. Let us look at the next question. Please like. This, I think, is an easy question. We need another 175 likes. If you get the question correct, just let me know. This is very easy. I hope to get many people get this question correct. Yeah, Yash Daji, you got it correct. Vikas Chaudhary, Jaspal Singh, all of you got it correct. Pratik Purohit, Sahana, Vishal Datta, Devesh Vijay, Kishore Kumar M. So basically, another thing I want to tell you is this is clearly a very simple question, and these kind of questions actually come in the examination. I'm not saying that all the 22 questions will be of this difficulty. This is a very easy question. But out of the 22 questions, at least 2 questions will be of this difficulty level. And the point of CAT is to ensure that you will never miss out on a question which is like this. This is a fairly straightforward, very simple question. But if you are spending too much time on one question, and if this question is given towards the end, whatever might be the reason, if you don't look at this question because you don't have time, there is no way you'll actually get it correct. So that is the reason I always say that you should not spend a lot of time on any single question. If you spend a lot of time on any single question, you won't have the time to take advantage of these kind of questions. Chirag Umang Patel is saying, are we doing other questions apart from the quant section, sir? I've done these questions already. Okay. Actually, there will be some questions that Sayali will be solving, which are not from the quant sectional. Those questions she will be solving in the next, after this question and one more question, after the first 5 questions. Raghav, okay. After I solve 5 questions, this is the 4th question. And after 5 questions are done, she will be solving 7 questions which are not from the sectional. And after that, we'll come back to solving the questions from the sectional. That is the point. That is the plan. Okay, I think time is up. Okay. A man works for 8 hours daily and can finish a work in 14 days. If he decreases his work by 20%, what percentage should his efficiency increase so that he can still complete the work in the stipulated time? Let us assume that his normal efficiency is 1 unit per hour. Now he can finish the job by working for 8 hours and 14 days. So total hours that he takes will be equal to 8 into 14, which is equal to 112. So total work done will be the total work that needs to be done is 112 units, because he is working for 112 hours. Every hour he is doing 1 unit of work. What we are told is that the work hours decrease by 20%. So this would imply that the total hours that he has will be 112 into 0.8. This is the hours that he has, but he has to finish the work. So suppose the new efficiency or the amount of work that he is doing in a given hour becomes, say, E. This has to equal 112. You can cancel both of them and the value of E will be 1 divided by 0.8, which is equal to 1.25. So his efficiency has to increase by option C, which is 25%. Let me look at the chat. If nobody has any doubts, and I don't foresee any doubts because this is a straightforward question, we'll go to the next one. This is an easy question which I got wrong in the sectional. And I was very disappointed with that because this is not a tough question. And this is a kind of question which I should definitely get correct. It was like a very standard question. So basically, whenever I get a standard question, I expect to get it correct. And this is a very standard question. Sir, I noticed you moved between the start and end questions in the sectional and changed the order. Did you do that since you knew there would be easy questions? There might be easy questions towards that. Good question. Basically, actually, in this sectional, the tough questions were at the end. There were many easy questions at the start, but I didn't start the sectional well. For some reason, like there were some easy questions which I was not able to solve properly. So I told myself, maybe I thought that, okay, there might be easy questions at the end, who knows. And I went to the end and there were not many easy questions there. There were some sitters, I think, but many of the questions I think were not very easy. But I do that switching. If the section starts off smoothly, if I'm able to solve a lot of questions at the start quickly, I just continue the trend. I won't think too much. But if say I'm struggling with say 2 or 3 questions consecutively, then I try to go to the end and try to start from there because I want to get into that flow. If I'm starting a question, not solving it, starting another question, not solving it, then it is like you are not going smoothly, right? I don't like that. So I wanted to start at the end and then go smoothly. That's what I tried. Supraja got it correct. Mukund also got it correct. Vikas Chaudhary got it correct. Sonima Dwivedi, Devesh Vijay, Akriti Agarwal, Yesh Darji, Vishal Dutt. All of you guys have gotten it correct. Well done, guys. Can anyone tell me which sectional this is from? Okay, we'll ask my team to post the link for that quant sectional. I took an attempt of a free quant sectional last week where I just solved the sectional. I didn't give any explanation. So I thought I'll use this session to give an explanation to all of the questions. In addition to that, Sayali will also be, after this question, Sayali will be taking over and she'll be solving 7 questions which are not part of the sectional, 7 new questions. Okay, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. In this question, we are told that a boat takes 2 hours to travel downstream a river from port A to B. So this is A and this is B. Normally I draw it so that I can get a sense of how it is going. Let us assume that this is downstream and going this side is upstream. Now let the speed of the boat be equal to B and speed of stream b equal to s. Now when you are going downstream, the speed will be b plus s. When you are coming upstream, the speed will be b minus s. If the distance between these 2 points, if you assume is equal to d, the time taken to travel downstream will be distance divided by speed. This we are told is equal to 2. The time taken to come upstream is d divided by b minus s. This is equal to 3. You can cross multiply. So the value of d from the first equation is 2 times b plus s. This is equal to 3 times b minus s from the second equation. So using this, we'll get a relationship between b and s. You can simplify it. 2b plus 2s is equal to 3b minus 3s, or the value of b is equal to 5s. So the value of the distance is equal to 12s. Because b is equal to 5s, b plus s over here will be 6s. 2 into 6s is 12s. This is the distance. Now what were we told? We were told that some high tide, because of high tide, the speed stream increases by 2 times. Here the key term is by. This is not 2. If you are told that the speed increases 2 times, that would be different. Here we are told that the increase itself is 2 times. So the final speed of the stream will be 3 times the original stream, because it increased by 2s. It was originally s, it increased by 2s, now it becomes 3s. This would tell us that the new time taken would be distance d divided by b minus 3s. This is for upstream, plus distance d divided by b plus 3s. Distance d is 12s, b is 5s. So you can simplify this as 12 by 2 plus 12 by 8, which is equal to 6 plus 1.5, which is equal to 7.5 hours. What was the original time? The original time was 5 hours. Now the time is 7.5 hours. The increase is 2.5 hours, which is equal to 50%. So the answer for this question is that the time taken has increased by 50%. Let us look at the chat, and after that, okay, I think everything looks good. We have 150 likes, guys. We need another 150 more likes. Please do like the stream. I want to get to 300 likes before the stream ends today.
Yes. Guys, let me know if you can hear me, if the audio is clear. Hi, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. So my mock scores are in the range of 80 to 90 marks, with more than 30 in quants and DILR and 27 to 30 in VRC, but sometimes I make silly mistakes. How to avoid such mistakes? See, because the only way in which you can have consistency in your scores and you avoid silly mistakes is through a lot of practice. See, the whole thing is that if you do 100 questions, right, the incidence of silly mistakes, the incidence of error, all of that becomes much lesser. Your accuracy will become much more. So what I want you to do is I want you to start taking a lot of mocks, do it almost every weekend and one sectional in the middle of the week, and solve a lot of questions from the study room. Do a lot of QuantRush, that will help you. So I hope the timer is started, not yet? Okay. So guys, try to answer this question. This question is sorry, I've not posted the next question. Okay. So let's go to the next question. One thing that I'd like to tell you guys is that we have a offer going on. We have like a huge sale right now on our CAT courses. So if you have been looking to subscribe to Cracku's courses, you are waiting to for the right opportunity, this is the right time. We have a lot of like offers going on. So do check out. We'll also put the link in the description box. And in the chat box. So please do check it out. Right now from 22nd to 28th September, we have this sale going on. So it's for a short time only. Do check out the courses. And we have massive discounts going on. They will not be there post this. So tomorrow is the last day. So do check out today. Okay. So this is the question and I'll start the timer. Come on guys. I want all of you to solve this. Good afternoon, Gitanjali. Good afternoon, Supraja, Meghashav, and Yash. Good afternoon to all of you guys. Srinidhi, my overall score and sectionals in PYQs and mocks is very bad. I'm not confident with my prep. What advice would you give in managing both college and CAT? See, Srinidhi, at this point of time, see what your mock score is. Don't give a lot of attention or importance to it. See, this is like near the end of September. You have the whole of October and nearly the whole of November. You have almost 2 months in hand. So, what are you supposed to do in these 2 months? You're supposed to practice a lot of questions, solve a lot of questions. That is going to get your score up. Your CAT score is a function of the number of questions you solve. The more the questions you solve, the score will automatically go up. Right now, if your score is lesser, it means that you have not solved a lot of questions. So what I will say is just focus on solving thousands of questions. You have 2 months, your focus should be that I'll solve like 1000 quant questions, I'll solve like 100 RCs and 100 LRDI sets. If you do that, right, you will get a lot of confidence, you will get a lot of ability also, skill also before the exam. So just focus on solving a lot of sets. Also give mocks regularly. If you have a lot of gap between mocks, again that will impact your score. But don't give a lot of importance to score right now. This is the start of your preparation in a way. You have to start with the practice. This is the real start of the preparation. Ma'am, I'm consistently solving on a daily basis, doing everything possible, but my mock scores is in 30s. It's really demotivating. Okay, yes, basically don't look at it as the whole mock score. Keep a simple target. I would always say that look at what incremental improvement that you can do. So in quant, which is the area that you are actually performing poorly in, identify one area. Say you identify that you are able to solve arithmetic questions, but beyond arithmetic you are not able to solve. Then say that I'll take on algebra. I'll go and solve a lot of questions from algebra. I'll be more prepared for algebra. I'll do a lot of quadratic equations. Next mock I take, at least my algebra attempt will be better. My algebra score will be better. Keep smaller, well-defined goals for each section. See, you will not suddenly take a jump from 30 to 50 to 50 to 100. You will basically, in each section, you will take a 5-mark jump or a 10-mark jump. That should be your first goal. That is, I have to solve 2 more questions from one particular topic in one section. So to do that, have smaller goals and achieve them and go on to the next goal and so on. So if you say that, okay, I'm able to do some in algebra, then go and say that I'll do some more in geometry and so on. Okay, so is the time up? How did you guys get the answer? What is the answer? Some of you are saying B. This is a difficult question. It was a difficult question for me also. I think many of you guys have said B, but I'll let you know that it's not the answer. One thing that I'll tell you is the percentage increases by 70% more. 70% more is not 70 percentage points more. Okay, so that is one thing that you should be getting. Is it A? I am getting A. Supraja is asking A. Yeah, A is the right answer. So good job, Divesh and Supraja. A is the correct answer. But for those who are not able to solve it, it's fine. We'll answer it. We'll do it together. Right? Let's try to solve this again. A contractor rents out a rock breaker machine for 1400 rupees per hour. The machine uses 10 liters of diesel per hour, costing 80 rupees per liter, and has an operating cost of 200 rupees per hour. The contractor bears the diesel and operating costs. So for the contractor, what is the price, like the selling price per hour? The selling price per hour is 1400 rupees. He gets 1400 rupees. What are the costs he bears? He bears cost of diesel, 10 liters of diesel per hour, which costs 80 rupees per liter. So that is 10 into 8, 800 rupees for diesel and another 200 rupees as operating costs. This is the operating cost. So what is in the normal scenario, what is the percentage profit that he has? 1400 minus this is 1000. So the profit is of 400 on a base of 1000. So without considering the rest of the paragraph, rest of the question, what in his normal scenario, what is his profit percentage? His profit percentage is 400 by 1000 into 100%, which is 40%. Okay, everything clear till now? Did everybody get 40%? Everybody got 40% or they were confused about the 40% itself? Okay, now let's see what is the given. The contractor discovers that if he replaces a few liters of diesel with kerosene costing 40 rupees per liter, he can get the same efficiency as when only diesel is used, but the operating cost will increase by 50%. Find the ratio of kerosene to diesel in the mixture if he intends to earn a profit percentage which is 70% more than the initial profit percentage. 70% more than 40%, which means that 40% into 1 plus 70%. 1 plus 70% is how much? 1.7. What is 1.7 times 40%? This is 68%. So in the new scenario, he should make 68% profit. The selling price will remain the same. If selling price is 1400 and he's making 68% profit, what would be the new cost price? So the new cost price would be, this would be 1400 divided by 1 plus 68%. That I can say is that 1.68. 1400 divided by 1.68. 1.68 is basically 1.4 into, so 1.4 if I multiply it by 1.2, I'll get 1.68. Or I'll just like do one thing, I'll write 168 and I'll multiply by 100 over here. 168 is 14 times 12. So this is 100 into 100. This is 10,000 by 12. Or you can say this is 5,000 by 6. How much is 5,000 by 6? This is equal to 8, 48, 200, 3, 833.33. Okay. So the new cost price, instead of 1,000, the new cost price should be 83.33. Then you will get a profit percentage of 68%. So my new cost price has to be 83.33. Now let us consider how that new cost price will come. My operating cost is increasing in the new scenario. Okay, so my new cost price 83.33 will be the diesel cost and the operating cost. My operating cost is increasing by 50% in the new scenario, which means that now instead of 200, it will be 1.5 times 200, which will be 300. Which means what? My diesel or diesel kerosene mix cost will be how much? It will be the balance, which is 53.33, right? So how much, what is the amount of this that I have? I have to basically mix the diesel and kerosene in certain ratio such that the combined cost is 53.33. I'm still going to use 10 liters, right? So that would mean that whatever is the cost, the melted cost of the mixture is 533.33 divided by 10. So per liter cost should be 53.33 of this mixture. The input prices, consider allegation. What are the input prices in this case? The cost of pure diesel is 80, the cost of kerosene is 40. So in what ratio should I mix them? This would be 53.33 minus 40, this is 13.33. This is 80 minus 53.33, this is 26.67. So this is in 1:2 ratio. But this is diesel, this is kerosene. We are asked what is the ratio of kerosene to diesel. So if diesel to kerosene is 1:2, the ratio of kerosene to diesel would be 2:1, which is option A. Anybody has this, how we came about it? 83.33 correct, 300 correct, Supraja. You got it right. You got all the steps right. Very well done. Remember, this required a lot of steps, okay? This had, firstly, you had to figure out this 40%. First step, 68%. Another step, the fact that some people would have directly taken 110% that is where they would have gone wrong. That was the second step as such. There a lot of people would have gone wrong. Whenever you are told that it is this many percentage higher, you have to multiply by that particular number. If it is given, it is this many percentage points higher, then you add. Remember, do not add percentages unless it is given percentage points higher. Okay, that was the second part. Third part was basically figuring out what is our new cost price. Given a new profit percentage, we'll get a new cost price. Given the new cost price, we'll get the new fuel cost. once we have the fuel cost, we can use alligation to figure out the ratio in which the two fuels are mixed. Okay. Please explain 70% more. See, it is given that he intends to earn a profit percentage which is 70% more than the initial profit percentage. What is the initial profit percentage? 40%. What is 70% of 40%? 28%. So his profit percentage is 28% more than 40%. Remember, unless you are given, it is 70 percentage points more. Don't add. If it is given 70% more, you have to multiply by 1.7 times. If it is given 70 percentage points more, then you add 70% to 40%. This is a very common mistake to make. A lot of students make it. I don't want you to make it in the real exam. Okay, guys? So remember this. Okay? Very long question, true. That would be another reason why a lot of people would not be able to solve it. So let's solve this one. This is slightly easier, but more conceptual. Actually, you can get this in under 2 minutes, but it requires some amount of conceptual thinking. How did you get the new OP and diesel cost? So in the question itself, it is given that if he mixes diesel and kerosene, the diesel fuel cost decreases, but the operational cost increases. So from the new profit percentage, I found a new cost price. The new cost price has to be 83.33%. To make 40% profit, it is 1000. To make 68% profit, it has to be 83.33%. Now, if it is 83.33% and it is given that operational cost goes up by 50%. If it goes up by 50%, it was 200. So 200, 1 plus 50%, 1.5 times 200 is 300. So 300 would be the operational cost. That would mean that the balance has to be the fuel cost. So 833.33 minus 300. So we get 533.33 or 533 1/3 as the fuel cost. From that, you use alligation, you will get the ratio. Shubham, if your accuracy is good, that is still a good start. To push your, basically to push your attempt rate, there is no easy way. See, even when I take dash cats, I struggle to solve all the questions because I'm not in the habit of solving a lot of questions. Maruti's speed is much higher than mine because he solves a lot of questions on a daily basis, because he sets your DI quant section, he solves all the quant questions that are there. So because he has solved so many quant questions, his speed in quant is like absolutely high. So if you want to increase your speed, there is no shortcut to that. The only way in which your speed can increase as well as maintaining the accuracy is you just solve a lot of questions. The other thing that happens when you solve a lot of questions is that you immediately get a sense of the question. So when Maruti reads a question, he can understand what is required within a minute. Secondly, you can also know tricks how to solve quickly. So when to use options, when not to use options, it becomes more apparent after you have solved thousands of questions. So guys, solve a lot of questions. That is the key to doing well. This is the phase in which you have to solve lots of questions. Okay. D, a lot of people are saying D. What did you guys get? A lot of people are saying 72 D. So Supraja is saying 72. Abhinav is saying D. Yash is saying D. Sonima is saying D. Yeah, all of you guys are correct. It is correct. 72 is the correct answer. But let's see, how do you get 72? How did you guys get 72? A person fires 2 shots from the same place at an interval of 12 minutes. A person B hears the shots at an interval of 10 minutes. Find the speed of B given that the speed of sound in air is 360 meters per second. Now, the fact that he is not hearing, suppose this is A, okay? And this is B. And A is firing a shot. This says this is the sound wave. It is starting and going at 360 meters per second. Suppose B is stationary. When will he hear it? Basically, whatever is the distance, that divided by 360 meters per second, that is when he will hear the first shot. When will he hear the second shot? Again, the distance divided by 360 meters per second, that is when he will hear the second shot. If A and B are stationary and the distance is constant between them, then what will happen? Whatever is the interval in which the shots are fired, the same would be the interval in the time that it is heard, because the distance remains constant. If the interval changes, that means the distance between them is changing. Unless the distance between them is changing, the time taken for the sound to reach would remain constant. And if it remains constant, the interval between the shots should remain the constant. If it is decreasing, we can say that if time taken is decreasing, speed of the sound is remaining same, but time taken is decreasing, which means that distance has to decrease, which means that B has to move towards A, which is why the time taken is decreasing. If speed is constant and time taken is lower, that means that B has moved towards A. Now, how much has B to move towards A? So consider that first say the distance is D1 when the first shot is fired, and secondly when B has moved towards A when he hears the second shot. For the second shot, suppose his distance that the second wave has to travel. First wave travels D1 distance, second wave travels D2 distance. The speed is the same, which means that if speed is constant, then we can say that distance and time are directly proportional to each other. If speed is constant, there's a constant direct proportionality between them, which means that d1 by d2 is equal to t1 by t2. That means that the distance traveled should be in the same proportion as the time taken for the waves to meet B. Which means what? Which means that d1 by d2 will be how much? In the first case, you have 12 minutes. In the second case, you have 10 minutes. So this is 6 by 5. Okay? If it is 6 by 5, it means that in the time that the wave, like in this period of this, we can say that B is also moving towards A in such a way that the distance has now reduced by, like it was earlier 6x, now it has become 5x. So the distance has essentially reduced over time. How has the distance reduced? That basically means that you have basically whatever time the second shot took to cover this much distance, in that same time B has covered the remaining distance. So whatever, if this is 5x, this is whole 6x, this is x, it means that the time taken for the sound wave to cover 5x is the same time taken by B to cover this x. That's why they are meeting, and that's when basically he is basically hearing the second shot. So in the same time that the sound wave covers 5x, B covers x. That means that if the time is constant and the distance is in the ratio 5:1, their speeds will also be in the ratio 5:1, which means that if the speed of sound is 360 meters per second, B's speed would be 1/5 of that. So what is 1/5 of 360 meters per second? 1/5 of 360 meters per second is 72 meters per second. Why is that? Earlier, so basically we can say that this earlier, suppose this was 6x, by the time the second shot is heard, it is 5x. He starts at this point, suppose he starts running at this point towards A, okay? Earlier the distance was 6x. We know the distance is 6:5 because of this particular fact that the distance will be in the same period as time as such. Earlier distance was 6x. He starts like say running towards A. Now the distance when he hears the second wave is only 5x, which means that he has covered the x. In the time that it has taken the second shot to cover 5x, he has covered x. So their ratios of their speeds is 5:1. So his speed will be 72 meters per second. Okay? Okay. So let's take a look at the next question. Try to solve this one. Ma'am, I'm able to do quant, but I just can't get VRC and DLR. Please suggest something. Niharika, if you are struggling with VRC, just focus only on VRC. That, like for a week, just take a look at all the RCs that are there. Read a lot, read like 5-6 articles every single day. Immerse yourself in RC. If you're struggling with DILR, focus on puzzles, charts, arrangements, and tables. Try to solve at least 50 sets of each of these. That will give you the first base, like a foothold in the DILR section. Focus only on RC and VRC section. Focus only on these 4 types of sets in the DILR section. You should try to get a foothold in either of these sections. From there you can build. But if you are weak in these 2 sections, I would say that first focus on them rather than doing equally in all 3 sections. Okay, guys, one small request to the guys who have joined us right now. Please like the stream because it helps us quite a bit in reaching more students. So please like the stream. Divyansh says, ma'am, I'm not able to solve tough questions in quants. How to improve it? Divyansh, try to solve it. Even if you're not able to solve, right? Then go and see the solution. After that, close the solution and try to solve it yourself. See, this is basically that you try, you fail, you learn, you go ahead. After some time, after doing this cycle enough number of times, you will be able to do more of the tough questions. Firstly, your concept should be clear. Your concept video should be done. You should be very clear with the concepts. Secondly, try to do some easier questions to build some confidence. Thirdly, even if you're not able to solve a quant question, right, that should not demotivate you. You should take every question that you're not solving or not being able to solve as a learning opportunity. That is basically the question that is going to teach you. A question that you can solve, that you know how to solve, does not give you any learning. A question that you don't know how to solve tells you or teaches you something new. So you should also have a very positive outlook towards questions when you can't solve them. Solve a lot of tough questions. Even if you're not able to solve it in the first go, even after seeing the solution, if you are able to solve it, even then you have learned something. Even then you have progress. That is real quantifiable progress as such. Okay. So a lot of people are saying B. I think this is an easy question. Come on, guys. I want all of you guys to answer this one. This is a fairly simple question. Come on. So B from a lot of people. Strategy for DILR for the remaining days. Devika, if you're weak in DILR, I would say that practice a lot of puzzles, arrangements, tables, charts. If you're okay in DILR, move on from these, do a little bit of team selection, games and tournaments, scheduling, routes and networks, quant puzzles. Beyond that, basically whatever are the smaller puzzles, 2D, 3D, space, LR puzzles, do all the miscellaneous ones also, like 25, 25, 25. But the main types, that is puzzles, arrangements, tables, charts, do 50, do 100 of them so that you are very, very solid with them. Okay. So a lot of people are saying B. Is it super easy? I feel this was an easy question. What did you guys think? A lot of people have gotten the right answers. So yes, 300% is correct. But let's see how we get 300%. Fresh dates contain 80% water by weight. Dry dates contain 20% water by weight. A dishonest vendor adds water to 30 kgs of dry dates such that the proportion of water is now the same as that of fresh dates. If he now sells the dry date at cost price, what is the profit percentage of the vendor? So now firstly we start with the fact that he has 30 kgs of dry dates. Suppose the cost price of dry dates is 1 rupee per kg. Okay. Now he has paid 30 rupees. Now he has done something which is very sneaky. This 30 kgs he has added water to. But let's first see how much water is there, how much date part is there, how much water part is there in dry dates. So 20% of it is dry dates is 20% water by weight. So 20% of this is how much? It is 6 kgs. So 6 kgs of water is there and therefore the remaining 24 kgs will be dates. Whatever dates is made up of. So 24 kgs is dates solids and 6 kgs is water. Now what has this guy done? He has added water to it such that suppose he has added x kgs of water. To the final extent that what has happened finally after adding x kgs of water, this sum x plus 6 and this 24 are now in the ratio, it is 80% water and 20% date solids. 20% is 24 and 80% is x plus 6. 80% is 4 times this, which means that x plus 6 will be how much? It will be 4 times 24. 4 times 24 would be how much? That is 96. So x plus 6 is 96. So what is x? X is 90 kgs. So he has added 90 kgs of water. So now there is 96 kgs of water, 24 kgs of dry date solids. So total how much is there? 96 plus 24. It is now 120 kgs of those wet dates or fresh dates. He's selling these at dry dates cost. So he's selling them at 1 rupees per kg. So what would be the selling price? 120 kgs into 1 rupees per kg, he's going to get selling price is going to be 120 rupees. His cost price was how much? It was 30 rupees. What would be the profit percentage? Profit percentage would be selling price minus cost price divided by cost price into 100%. So what is 120 minus 30 upon 30 into 100%? This is 90 by 30 into 100%. So that is 3 into 100%, that is 300%, which is option B. Very, very simple question, easy question. If you make questions, errors in questions like this, what I would always say is that try to show the process. Say always that this is initial, this is the addition, this is the final. If you make a clear table like this, right, it becomes easy to track what has happened and it becomes much easier to solve. So if you guys stumped on this particular question, you are not able to solve this question, then try to do these table kind of things so that you are able to track the change also much more easily. Okay? Is this 300%? Okay, got it. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, try to solve this. Ma'am, I'm weak in algebra and good in arithmetic. Which one should I move on to next? Geometry or number systems? If I want to solve questions quickly, I would say go to number systems, finish off HCS, LCM and divisibility and basically prime numbers or like basic number properties. That's not a very big topic. Don't touch remainder theorems still. Do cyclicity of factors, do cyclicity of like the last digit and all, but leave the bigger number like remainder theorems for now. No need to do Wilson's formats right now. You can leave that. After doing this basics of number systems, go to geometry, do triangles, circles, quadrilaterals, polygons, solids. All of that would be very much useful. If you do this balance also, number systems, basics plus geometry, that would be a fairly good balance. You will get another 4 or 5 questions out of this. Ma'am, I often find myself getting stuck and performing poorly in mocks if I find the first few questions tough. How can I improve my resilience and build mental toughness from the D-Day? Meghasham, this happens to me also often. If the first question is a time sink, like suppose I have spent 6 minutes or 5 minutes on the first question, even my confidence like drops. What I try to do in that case is I try to do like a quick reset where I go to the last question or I go to the middle of the section. By breaking that like linear chain also, right, you also force yourself to like stop and reassess. By going to the end of the section again, you basically break that chain that you're on. You break that negative kind of train that you're on. You basically then do a reset button kind of thing. And it's like a hack. It will work psychologically where you feel that, okay, I have gone to the middle of the mock. I'm not at the start still. I'm in the middle of the mock or I'm at the end of the mock. And that also helps me a bit psychologically. You can try that, it helps. Okay, a lot of people are saying 37 won't be the average same as the current set. Devish, you have gotten to the answer, yes. See, this is a property that all of you should remember if you have a set. Okay, this is a set. What is the average of all the averages of any 3 numbers taken at a time? Now, if I take any 3 numbers at a time, wouldn't how many possible combinations are there? There are 10 numbers. 10C3, there are how many? 10C3 is how much? 10C3 would be 10 into 9 into 8 divided by 6, or I can say 2 into 3. So this is 4 times, this is 3 times. So 10C3 would be the 3 numbers taken yeah, this would be like 120 possible combinations that you have. Now, in all of these combinations, would the 10 numbers appear equally frequently? Yes, because basically we are taking combinations. Each of these numbers will appear equal number of times or with equal frequency. Each number will basically appearing the same number of times that is there. Now, in these 120 combinations that are there, so you have 120 A plus like A1 plus A2 plus A3 by 3. A2 plus A3 plus A4 by 3. all of this, if you basically consider it, it is essentially that this every single item will be coming, say if there are 10 items, each number will come 12 times because one number will be in 12 of those, or there will be like each number that is there in this set will appear equal number of times in that average of averages. Now if there is going to be symmetry in the subsets, there will be symmetry in the averages also. If the average of average is taken, it will still be the same as the average of the set. No matter how many, whatever I say, whether it is the average of the numbers taken 2 at a time, or 3 at a time, or 1 at a time, it remains the same. It never changes. Why? Because each number in the subsets appears with the same frequency. If suppose I change the frequency, if I said that the even numbers are considered twice and the odd numbers are considered once, then the average will change. But as long as each element appears with the same frequency in the subsets, if like 14 comes same number of times that 17 comes, and 17 comes the same number of times that 44 comes, the average will not change. It will basically be, you will be multiplying and dividing by the same number. So the average of averages in all of these subsets will be the same as the average of the set. So what is the average of the set? So quickly tell me what is the average of this set. This is 30, 47, 50, 66, 90, 122, 166, 230, 298, 370. So the sum of all the terms is 370, and how many terms are there? There are 10 terms. So what is the average of that set? It is 37. If I change this question and I said the average of average is taken 4 at a time, would it change? No. What would be the answer if it is average of average is taken 5 at a time? Still, all of those cases also, the answer will remain 37. The average of any subset of a set is equal to the average of the set as long as every element of that set appears in the same frequency in those subsets. So if I take subsets of 5, same average, subsets of 6, same average, it doesn't matter as long as each element appears with the same frequency in those subsets. Okay, does everybody have this clearly? Okay. Somehow I knew the average of the set. See, again, we can instinctively tell that. See, this is basically what is called, if I say that, if I take any set, okay, always remember, if each element appears equal number of times, you can use that property quite a few times to like consider that what should be the last digit or what should be the first digit. So for example, if I say that, if I have, say, the numbers are say 143, and what would be the sum of all the, like what would be the last digit if I take all the like permutations of these 3 numbers, what would be the last digit? So I can say the permutations, how many permutations will be there? This is 3, so it will be 3 factorials. There will be 6 permutations that are there. Now since 143 will appear as the last digit equal number of times, if there are 6 permutations, 3 will appear twice, 4 will appear twice, and 1 will appear twice. So whenever there is equal frequency, you can use that to figure out what is the last digit. So 3 2 times, if it comes, it is 6, 4 comes twice, it is 8, 1 comes twice, it is 2. So 6 plus 8 plus 2 is 16. So last digit has to be 6. I don't need to consider or draw out or write down every permutation. But I know by frequency, since each one of them has equal probability of coming in the last digit, and the total number of cases are 6, each will come equal number of times. So in 6, 2 will be 3, 2 will be 4, 2 will be 1. This frequency idea helps quite a bit in understanding or figuring out many of these things. Instinctively, intuitively, you will also figure out कि अगर सब चीजें equal है, if 1 has equal chance, 4 has equal chance, 3 has equal chance, then if I take the last digit will be basically an equal representation of those digits, and from that I can figure it out. Similarly, if each one of these elements has an equal chance being in those subsets, then their average will be the same as the average of this set. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Okay. So guys who are still on the, who have just started their preparation, who are not sure of what to do, how to go ahead with their preparation. One thing is that I will say that please take the previous year's CAT papers as mocks. There is the option of taking them either as section wise, or you can download the PDF, or you can take them in the mock format. I would say this would be the first thing that you should do. This is the highest, I went back. It actually clicked. Okay. So basically it's the best way you can prepare by taking the mock. Second best way to prepare would be basically by taking them as sectionals. And third way is to take it as PDF, download as PDF and solve. But start taking the previous year's papers, solve all the previous year's papers. They are a very good guide to what you can expect in the CAT exam. Okay, so I've put the next question. Guys, try to solve this one. This is slightly harder, okay? 2.5 minutes might not be enough for it. Might be enough, might not be enough. I'll give you a few seconds depending on how many of you have answered. See, Yasser, you know that quant was your problem area, right? So now you've taken a break from the other sections to focus on quant. Stay with it. Get your quant section up. If you're decent in DILR and VRC, you can go back to your original accuracy and attempt rate soon. But get your quant up. See, if whatever is the problem area, right, you have to focus on it. You have to put full effort on it to get it up to as high as possible. Scoring 16 to 18 marks in VRC. Is it a decent score? What might be the percentage? Uday, it's not a very good score right now because I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people end up attempting the entire VRC section. By default, even without a lot of practice, the guys who attempt everything end up getting about in 20s or late 20s or so. Any person who is like a good attempt, who is good at VRC, is scoring in 30s. 16 to 18 is slightly poor because I think you are under attempting. Even if you're not great at VRC, even if you have a good attempt, it will still be in 20s. So 20s is achievable either through high accuracy, low attempt, or low accuracy and high attempt. Either way, you will get to 20s. So 16 to 18 is slightly on the lower side. Push yourself to first get the accuracy up to 80%. Get the scores in 20s by making sure that your accuracy in RC is 80%. And then focus on increasing the attempt rate. I want all of you guys right now to know that mentally you should be prepared that I have to do all 24 questions. I have to push myself to complete the entire VRC section. Okay. That's you. Okay, Yasir. Even if you are doing 3 RCs and 2 VA and you get 12 marks, if you have pushed or increased your attempt rate suddenly, your accuracy will initially suffer and it will suffer in the short term. But don't worry about it. Over time, what will happen is like, see, when your accuracy is initially at, like, say, if you do 2 RCs and you do like 4 VA, your accuracy might be here because you are giving a lot of time for those questions. When I push you to actually do more questions, your accuracy will go down. But your accuracy will recover. But focus on getting those questions up. Focus on getting the attempt rate up. Once your accuracy recovers and your attempt rate is high, the score will like really go up. So don't keep accuracy, don't keep attempt rate low. It is not good to have very low attempts in the VRC section particularly. VRC sections have been becoming increasingly easier over time. They have become much easier in the recent years. And I know people who have zero preparation and who still go and attempt everything. And by just law of probability, even if they don't have a great accuracy, they still get decent marks. As compared to that, a lot of students like overthink every single answer and end up attempting lesser, and they end up getting lesser than the guys who have gone in with no preparation. I don't want you to do that. I want you to push yourself to attempt everything. Okay. A lot of people are saying A. Okay. A 36. What do you guys think? How many are saying? A lot of people are saying A. Somebody is saying 45. A lot of people are saying 36. Okay, see. Let's see what the area is. Okay, some people have gotten 45, some people have gotten 36. But how do you start with something like this? A lot of people get like, when there is such a small question to start with, they don't know where to begin. See, with modulus, the first thing that you should try to do is remove the modulus. When I remove one modulus, I will get 2 equations. When I have to remove 2 modulus, I will get 4 equations. So basically, one equation will be when everything inside the modulus is positive. The second equation will be one modulus is negative, second is positive. The third equation would be first one is positive, second is negative. And fourth one would be everything inside the modulus is negative. So let's assume first one, that the first modulus is positive and this is positive. If both parts of the modulus are positive, this becomes simply x plus y is equal to 6. So how much is this? 2x plus y is equal to 6. How do I represent this? So I draw a coordinate axis. 2x plus y is equal to 6. So what are the points of intersection? When y is equal to 0, 2x is equal to 6. So x is equal to 3. So one point is 3, 0. When x is equal to 0, y is equal to 6. So the other point is 6, 0, 6. So this would be 0, 6 would be the other point. So this line is one line of that particular modulus. Okay, going from 0, 6 to 3, 0. Now assume that this is positive but this is negative. Okay, this is positive, this is negative. So when I am removing the modulus and the internal part is negative, I will consider everything inside is negative. Okay, so I will get x plus, now everything inside that modulus is negative, so it will be minus x minus y is equal to 6. So x plus minus x cancels, so I get minus y is equal to 6 or y is equal to minus 6. So y is equal to minus 6 is somewhere here. I will directly draw this line. This is y equal to minus 6. Where would they intersect? What would be this point of intersection? When y is equal to minus 6 in this first equation, if I put y is equal to minus 6, 2x minus 6 is equal to 6, 2x is equal to 12, x is equal to 6. So this is basically 6, minus 6. Okay. Now let's consider this. I have considered this is positive, this is negative. I'll reverse it. This is negative, this is positive. If I open up, I'll get minus x plus y is equal to 6. So this cancels with this. I get y is equal to 6. Y is equal to 6 is another equation like this. This is y is equal to 6, a parallel line parallel to x-axis running through our original point 0, 6. Now we have both are negative, suppose. If both are negative, so minus x minus y is equal to 6. So I get 2x plus y, the minus sign I will take it to the right hand side, is equal to minus 6. 2x plus y is equal to minus 6. When y is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 3. So this is minus 3, 0. And when x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 6. So this point would be the other point, 0, minus 6. So the 2 points would be which ones? These 2 points. So the line joining these 2 points. So if I draw it out, where does it join this line? This is y equal to 6 line, right? So y equal to 6 line, if I put y is equal to 6 in this equation, I get 2x is equal to minus 12, or rather x is equal to minus 6. So this will join over here at minus 6, 6. So look at this. What is this figure? What kind of figure is this? This is basically a parallelogram. A parallelogram, what is the base of the parallelogram? Over here it is going from 0 to 6. It is both, y coordinates are both minus 6, so it's basically a line parallel to x-axis. So the base of the parallelogram is how much? The base of the parallelogram is 6 units. What is the height of the parallelogram? So it's 6 units here, 6 units here. The height of the parallelogram, full height of the parallelogram is 12 units. So how much is the answer? What is the answer? The area of the parallelogram is base into height. What is the area of the parallelogram? Base into height, not half base into height, base into height. So it is 12 into 6, which is 72. I know a lot of guys must have by reflex put half base into height. Don't do it. It's not a good thing to do because that is the area of the triangle, not the area of the parallelogram. Okay. So the answer is 72. A lot of people made a mistake over here. These are elementary mistakes, don't make them. I'm sure many of you would have gotten to this. Anybody who made a mistake in getting this figure, or if you got this figure, what was the reason you got 36? Graphs are confusing. Go by equations. Equations are not confusing. Graphs can be confusing, okay? But if you take the shortcut without drawing the equation, without doing the equation, then you will make a mistake. If you make the equations properly, you will not make a mistake, okay? So get your equations right. This is one equation. This is one equation. This is one equation. This is the other equation. You get the equations right, you will not get the graph wrong. So draw out the equations so that you are making no mistake in this. Okay, how do we draw the equations perfectly? I basically find 2 points. If I have to find what is 2x plus y, I put y equal to 0, 2x is equal to 6. So I get 1 point, 3, 0. The next one I put is x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, 2x plus y is equal to, like 0 plus y is equal to 6. So y is equal to 6. So I get 0, 6. Then I just draw the line joining them, then I get the equation. Similarly, I had 2x plus y is equal to minus 6. I put y is equal to 0, so x is equal to minus 3. X is equal to 0, I get y is equal to minus 6. These are simple tricks. Find the x, find the coordinate on the x-axis, find the coordinate on the y-axis. Once you have those 2 points, drawing the line becomes super easy. Okay? Okay, let's go to the next question. Easy question, I want everyone to solve this one. I think Devesh, you were the only one who got the correct answer of 72. So very well done. Some people are calling it a rhombus. It is not a rhombus. A rhombus has all 4 sides equal. So the last one, the 4 sides were not equal. The base and height were 6. That side would be square root of 144 plus 36, square root of 180. That is not the same as 6 as such. So it would not be a rhombus. It is a parallelogram only. Okay. C and C and A and C. Multiple answers. Easy question this is. Come on guys, this is an easy question. Everybody should get this. Very conceptual also. Okay, quite a few of you have gotten the answer and all of you are mostly right. It is option C. So let's see what is the value of modulus of x square minus 1 by x square if x plus 1 by x is 3. Now what is x square plus 1 by x square? X square minus 1 by x square. This without the modulus if I consider. This is the difference of squares. If it is the difference of square, I can factorize that as x plus 1 by x and into x minus 1 by x, correct? So if I want to find out what is modulus of that, I should try to find out what is this value, x minus 1 by x, because I already have what is x plus 1 by x. X plus 1 by x I know is 3. Now can I find a relationship between x minus 1 by x given x plus 1 by x? What is x minus 1 by x? The whole square. If I take the whole square, this is x square plus 1 by x square minus 2. What is 1 plus x plus 1 by x square? The whole square. This is x square plus 1 by x square plus 2, right? So what can I tell about the relationship between them? I can say that this is essentially x minus 1 by x the whole square. Here the difference is this is plus 2, this is minus 2. So x plus 1 by x the whole square will be x minus 1 by x the whole square plus 4, right? So x plus 1 by x will be, the whole square will be how much? If x plus 1 by x is 3, this will be 9. So 9 is equal to this square plus 4. So x minus 1 by x square is 5. So x minus 1 by x modulus sign. I don't know whether it is plus 5 minus 5 because I just know the difference or the square of the difference is 5. So the modulus of this would be root 5. So this modulus part x minus 1 by x is root 5. Now if I plug in this value over here, what would be the modulus of x square minus 1 by x square? This part is 3. This part, if I just take the modulus part, it is root 5. So the product of them together will give me my required value, which is 3 root 5. Okay, so the correct answer is option C, 3 root 5. I first factorized this, I had this value, I needed this value, I calculated this value using the relationship between their squares. Once I had that this value, the modulus of this value is root 5, from there I can figure out what is the modulus of the overall product. Okay. Are these PYQs? No, these are not PYQs, but these are very often asked questions. These type of questions in algebraic identities are asked very often. So I wouldn't be surprised if something similar to this is there in a previous year paper, but it is like very commonly asked. So let's take a look at the next question. Okay, this is a slightly harder question, delta harder but doable. I want all of you guys to attempt it, try to solve it. Leaving log topic is not a bad idea, right? Hari, basically the issue with leaving log is A, log, a lot of easy questions come. B, algebra and log are kind of very enmeshed together. Many algebra questions come as logs. So because of that, I feel that don't leave log entirely. Have at least basic knowledge of logs. This requires like the most basic formula of logs. I would say ratify all there are like 11, 12 formulas in logs. You should just ratify all of them. It will take you half an hour. Practice a few of them, it will take you another half an hour, 1 hour, and you will at least have the basics of log clear. If it comes as part of algebra, you will be able to still solve it. Which topics of algebra should I do on high priority? The highest priority is for quadratic equations and linear equations. Linear equations form like the basis for everything. So if you have linear equations, it becomes easier to solve everything else. Quadratic equations, 2 questions come usually. So because of its weightage, it is much, I put a lot of emphasis on it. Third is inequalities, but inequalities is harder. As you have seen with the example that I solved, sometimes it is difficult to visualize it and they are difficult to solve, not very difficult, but sometimes they are difficult to solve and difficult to visualize and can be time consuming. So inequalities is important, but I give it lesser weightage because for some guys it is like very hard. And the same weightage as quadratic, and quadratic is much easily doable. So do quadratic first, do linear equations first, they are super important. Has studied logs, still struggle while solving logs. Devesh, you need, it's formulas, it's like so, it is like not at all like, it's not logical reasoning, it is just memory in many cases. It's like for log it is just memory. You do enough number of cases, it becomes imprinted in your memory. Once it is imprinted in your memory, all log questions become very simple. Okay. The imprinting of that formula and its use has to be done in your memory. Once that imprinting is done, it is very easy to solve them. Okay. Are you guys able to solve this? I didn't start the timer, but guys, try to solve this one. Maybe I started the timer. I think the timer is up. Are you guys able to solve this? Anybody is in the middle of solving it and not getting it at all? You want me to solve C question mark? Okay. You should have like full confidence while marking the answers. You should know the answer. So yes, C is the correct answer, but not why C question mark? You should have full confidence. Okay. So let's take a look at the question. If 8575 is x raised to y and 1715 is x raised to z, then which of the following is equal to log 35 to the base x? See, what is 8575? 8575, if I divide by 5, how much do I get? This is 1715, which is my second number over here. If I divide 1715 by 5, what do I get? This is 343. 343 is 7 cube. So I get that this is 5 square into 7 cube and this is 5 into 7 cube. An interesting question. And what is 35? This is 5 into 7. So clearly I have to find at least some relationship between log 5 to the base x, log 7 to the base x and combine them to get log 35 to the base x. So can I use log to express what is y? Can I use log to express what is z? If I take log on both sides, what do I get? For this equation, if I take log on both sides, I get y log of x to the base x is equal to log of 8575 to the base x, right? 8575 to the base x, log x to the base x is just y, so I'll remove all of that. So this is just y. Y is equal to log of 8575 to the base x. 8575 is 5 square into 7 cube. So this is basically log to the base x of 5 square into 7 cube. This is 2 log 5 to the base x plus 3 log 7 to the base x. Similarly, I'll put some value for z also. What is z? Z is equal to, if I take log on both sides of log of x, I get z is equal to log of 1715 to the base x. This is nothing other than log of 5 plus 3 log of 7. I don't like log of 5, log of 7 and all that also to the base x. So I'll use something else. I'll call them a and b. Okay, so y is what? Y is 2a plus 3b and z is what? What is z? Z is a plus 3b. And what do we have to find out? What do we need to really find in this particular case? Log 35 to the base x, 35 is essentially 5 into 7. So I have to find out what is a plus b. If I find what is a plus b, then I will find this part. So I have to find a plus b in terms of y and z. So can I find a and b in terms of y and z, a plus b in terms of y and z? First, let us try to eliminate, say, if I try to eliminate b. If I eliminate b, I get, if I subtract this equation from the first equation, I get y minus z is equal to a. Okay. If I say I want to now eliminate a. If I multiply this by 2 and subtract this, subtract equation 1 from equation double of equation 2, then I will get 2z minus y is equal to how much? 2z minus y is, this is 2a minus a, so a is cancelled, 6b minus 3b, so this is equal to 3b. Or I can write b is equal to 2z minus y by 3. A is equal to y minus z. What is my final destination? I want to find what is a plus b. So what is a plus b? A plus b is equal to y minus z plus 2z minus y by 3. So this is equal to 3y minus 3z plus 2z minus y by 3. So this 3y minus y is how much? 2y. Minus 3z plus 2z is minus z by 3. So a plus b is how much? 2y minus z by 3. What is a plus b? A is log of 5 to the base x. B is log of 7 to the base x. If I write log 5 plus log 7, what do I get? Plus sign is essentially multiplication. So I'll get basically log 5 into 7, which is log 35. So this log 35 to the base x is 2y minus z by 3, which is option C. Whatever it is that you require, okay, just write it out. Try to eliminate those variables. Whenever the answer is in like variables itself, right? Even I find it difficult because how do I get the correct answer? Maybe multiple answers are possible. I try to then say that what is the desired value? A plus B, right? I find the value of A, I'll find the value of B, add them together, then you will get the desired equation. Okay, simple. Let's take a look at the next question. This is from Maruti's mock. This is a slightly difficult question. He was like not happy with this question, with the difficulty of this question. It's a tougher question. I'd say that it will take you 3 minutes to solve it. I'll give you 3 minutes. Try to solve this. One thing I'll help you with is, given this question, I'll draw it out for you so that all of you can see the drawing at least. So what is given? In triangle ABC, AD is the median to BC, DE divides AC in the ratio of 2:1, DAC is 90 and AB by DE is root 3. If BC by AC is root A by B such that A and B are co-prime to each other, then find the value of A plus B. I first draw DAC, okay, this is DAC, okay, this is DAC. Why do I start? See, if I draw the median first, I will not get any case or any scenario in which DAC will be 90 degrees. So I prefer that I first draw the 90 degrees, then I'll show that it is a median. Now this AD is supposed to be a median, so whatever is the value of DC, I'll extend the same length this side and then I will draw this. This is BC. Okay, so this is AB, AD is the median, so say this is X, and DE divides AC in the ratio 2:1. So say this is 2y and y. And AB by DE is root 3. So I have drawn this for you. It is now much easier. Try to solve this one. Anantakrishnan, if you use this, right, it doesn't take that much time. Actually, just use Pythagoras theorem. It's not that difficult at all. If you don't use or like draw out each part, then it becomes much tougher. But if you draw it out, it's not a difficult question. Sai Kiran, if it is confusing, I would say that instead of thinking of full quant, think of small areas. Say that instead of mastering quant, I'll master profit and loss. Profit and loss is easier to master, right? Just focus on one small area, become an expert at it. Secondly, take another area. Remember in CAT, you have to be very, very good at certain areas. You should be able to answer good, tough, moderate questions from those areas. If you are only able to solve easy questions from all the areas, you will be in trouble. So you have to basically master a few areas to be able to solve CAT level questions. Take small areas to start with, master them, then move on. I remember the answer, okay. What are some cases where frequency of elements will not be the same in the subsets? How to confirm this? Basically, this comes in number systems. The only time that happens is, right, when you have 0 in the set and you have to consider, okay, like all the permutations of a number containing 0. The only case that will happen is when 0 is the first digit, which is not allowed generally. So those are the only cases where you have to be very careful. That is the only place where that issue occurs. Otherwise, you can consider that there is equality, equal symmetry. And by symmetry, we can then use the symmetry principle to consider that, okay, things will be equally distributed. Guessing by geometry, 13 answer. No, it's not 13. No, it is not 13. Guys, don't guess. Come on, there is some time. Or the time is up. Anybody is trying to answer? Supraja, you remember the answer, so don't answer. But anybody else who is trying to who can solve this question, try to solve. It's not very difficult. See, if this is x, this is y, this is 3y. So what is AD? By Pythagoras theorem, what will be AD? Just tell me what is AD. AD will be, this is x square minus 3y the whole square. So x square minus 9y square. So I'll write it over here. This is x square minus 9y square. If AD is x square minus 9y square, this is 2y. How much is this? Is E. How much is DE in that case? Guys, tell me what is DE in that case? X square minus 9y square plus 4y square. So how much would be DE? So again, I'm just using Pythagoras theorem till now. No fancy theorem, just Pythagoras theorem. This is a right angle triangle, right angled at A. So this would be DE square would be how much? DE square would be x square minus 9y square plus 2y the whole square, so that is 4y square. So this is x square minus 5y square, right? So this is x square minus 5y square, the whole square root, right? This is one important thing. We are given that AB by DE is root 3. So what can I say about AB? It will be root 3 times DE. If D is this, what is AB? AB will be basically root 3 into this, so x square minus y 5y square. So I have AB in terms of x and y, I have AC, I have AD, and I also have DC. Now all we need is one small thing which is called as the Apollonius theorem. What is Apollonius theorem? Apollonius theorem says that AB square plus AC square, this is equal to 2 times AD square plus DC square. So how much is AB square? It is 3x square minus 5y square. How much is AC square? AC square is 9y square. How much is AD square? This is 2 times. This is x square minus 9y square. And how much is DC? DC is x square. So this is x square. So what do we get? On the equation, what do we get as x and y? So this is 3x square minus 15y square plus 9y square is equal to 2x square minus, or not 2x square, this is x square plus x square, so that is 4x square minus 18y square. If I simplify, what will I get? It's 3x square, this is minus 6y square, so I'll get x square. If I simplify x square this side, y square this side, I'll get this is equal to 12y square. So how much is x and y? What is the ratio of x and y? X square by y square is equal to 12, or x by y is essentially root 12. Okay. But are we asked x and y? No, we are asked what is the BC by AC. BC is how much? BC is 2x. So we are asked 2x by AC. AC is 3y. So 2x by 3y is how much? This is 2 by 3 times root 12, right? So how much is this value? 2 by 3 times root 12. Root 12, I will write it as 2 root 3. So this is 4 root 3 by 3. 4 root 3 by 3, I can write it as 4 by root 3. So my required ratio BC by AC is 4 by root 3. It should be shown as a square root of 2 coprimes. If I take this whole square, if I take the square root outside, I get this is a square root of 4 square, that is 16, divided by 3. 16 and 3 are coprime to each other, right? So if I put A and B are coprime to each other, what is A plus B? That is 16 plus 3. So the answer is 19. Okay. Slightly tougher. I won't say that this is not tougher. You needed Apollonius theorem. You needed to use Pythagoras theorem 2-3 times till you got the equation or relationship between x and y. Then it was easy to solve. Not trivial, but yeah. Remember, whenever median is given, right? Remember, whenever median is given, you should automatically think of Apollonius theorem, particularly when square roots are given, which mean that if square root is given, you have to take squares of sides. So immediately you should think of Apollonius theorem. Okay. Should we ever attempt this in exam? I would say this would be on the harder side, on the difficult side, but I would say that if the entire exam is like CAT 2023, you should attempt, because every question will be like this, then you can't skip. So this is, Maruti will take over from here. Okay.
नहीं नहीं है. Okay, guys, let's go to the next question. Okay, before we go to the next question, I just wanted to tell you about Cracku Daily Target, which I know that many of you are taking it. The number of people who take the Cracku Daily Targets is like in tens of thousands. So I want you to definitely give it this a try. This is taken by a lot of students every day. It will help inculcate a sense of discipline into your day because you will be solving the daily target every single day. If you actually get to, I think this is, if you get to 50 daily targets, that streak, you will get a t-shirt. So do comment below as to what is your maximum streak, what is the highest streak that you've gotten. And I really want all of you to start taking the daily targets because it will ensure that every day you are putting in some effort into your CAT preparation. Let us look at the next question. Yeah. Guys, we have close to 220 people who like the stream. Please do like the stream, guys. Let us get 81 more likes. Then we'll get our target of 300 likes. So please do like the stream. Yeah, I take hot water, man, because we talk a lot now when we are teaching. So having hot water ensures that my throat doesn't have any irritation or something. Let me know if you guys got this question correct. Vedantika got C. I don't think that is correct, Vedantika. I don't remember the answer, but I don't think it is correct. Okay, time is up. Let us try to answer this. So in this question, there is a man who commutes 100 kilometers using a bus and a train and by walking. The speed of the bus is 30 kilometers per hour. The speed of the train is 20 kilometers per hour. And the walking speed is 5 kilometers per hour. While going to the office, he travels T hours each by bus and train. And then he walks the remaining distance. While returning, he travels 2 hours each by train and by foot. And then covers the rest of the distance by bus. The total time taken for both the journeys is the same. Find the total distance covered by him using the train for the round trip. So let us try to see. This is the total distance that is there. While going, he covered some distance with bus. This is for T hours. Then some distance by train. This is for T hours. And then the remaining he covers by walking. Now the speed of the bus and the train is given. The speed of the bus is 30 kilometers per hour and speed of the train is 20 kilometers per hour. So while going, he covers 30 T with bus, 20 T with train, and what is the remaining distance? 30 T he covered by bus, 20 T he covered by train. The total distance is 100 kilometers. So by walking, he covers 100 minus 50 T. And the speed of walking is 5. Therefore, the time taken while walking is 100 minus 50t by 5. So the total time taken while going from A to B, if this is A and if this is B, the total time taken will be t plus t, that is 2t, plus 100 minus 50t by 5, which is 20 minus 10t. So the total time taken is 20 minus 80. Now while coming back, he travels 2t hours each by train and by foot. So he travels 2t walking and 2t by train. So how much distance does he cover? Walking it will be 2t into 5, that is 10t, and train is 2t into 20, that is 40t. So again he covers 50t and the remaining distance is 100 minus 50t. This he covers by the bus. The speed of the bus is 30 kilometers per hour. So the time taken is 100 minus 50t divided by 30. So the total time taken while coming back will be 2t plus 2t, that is 4t, plus 100 minus 50t by 30, which is 10 by 3, minus 5 by 3t. This is equal to 20 minus 80. You can simplify it, you can cancel certain things. If you bring all of them to one side, this is 4t minus 5t by 3 plus 8t, that will be 31 by 3t. This is 12, 31 by t3 is equal to 20 minus 10 by 3, which is 50 by 3. Or the value of t will be equal to 50 by 31. What are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate the distance covered by him using the train for the round trip. Now, while going he used t hours, and while coming he used 2 t hours. So the total time he used the train is 3t, which is equal to 150 by 31 hours. This is the total time that he used the bus. And the speed of the train, this is the total time he used the train. Speed of the train is 20 kilometers per hour. So the total distance is 150 by 31 into 20, which is the speed of the train. This is equal to 3000 by 31. This will come to approximately, I don't know whether I have a calculator or not. I don't think I have a calculator. You can use it. I think this comes to around 96.77 kilometers. So the answer for this question is option D. Let me look at the chat, and after that we'll go to the next question. Yeah, many people got it correct. Yasser, Vedantika, Supraja, Vikas Chaudhary, 4x, Devesh Vijay, Nitin Gangiti, Vishal Datta, Sonima Dwivedi, Sai Kiran, Anuj, Uma and Ayush Shandilya. Let us look at the next question. I think this was the first question in the test for people who have attended it. Let me know if anybody got this correct. Jitu Singh sir, what is it that you're drinking? I just drink hot water, man. When I'm taking a long class, my throat hurts after some time. So I keep taking hot water. Yeah, I think many people got it correct. Sonma Dwivedi, Santosh Nayak, 4x zone. Everybody got it correct. Sir, I scored 30, 38, 21 in my first mock by Cracku. That was free yesterday. Prepping for 2026. Is it realistic to aim for 100%, sir? I think everybody should aim for 100%. There's nothing wrong in aiming that. But what I would tell you is, it is better to focus on what is in your hands. What is in your hands is putting in consistent effort. That is in your hands. What is in your hands is ensuring that you are good with all the concepts. You can take a lot of mocks. You are preparing every day. You're solving a lot of questions. You have inculcated a habit of reading. You read a lot of articles. These are things that are in your hands. If you focus on improving them and improving in those areas and putting in the effort every day, you will automatically get a very good percentile. Those are the things that are in your hands. But to motivate yourself, if you're putting a target of 100%, I think that is always very good. Okay, I think the time is up. In this question, we are told that Rushi invested 5,000 rupees in a mutual fund. In the first year, the investment grew by a certain percentage. Let us say that it grew by X%. However, due to a recession in the market the following year, the investment fell by percentage equal to 1/5 of the growth rate in the first year. After 2 years, the investment was 6,750. Find the percentage loss in the second year if it is known that the value of his investment never exceeded 10,000 rupees. So let us assume that the investment grew by X% in the first year. So after first year, the investment value is 5,000 into 1 plus X%. The next year, the market fell by 1/5. So this will be X by 5%. So the market fell by 1/5 of what it grew in the first year. So the value of the market after the second year is 1 minus X by 5%. This we are told is 6,750. We can simplify this. So 1 plus X% into 1 minus X by 5% is equal to 1.35, which is 6,750 divided by 5,000. We can, because I want to just remove percentages, we can assume that X% is equal to a variable A. So X by 5% is equal to a variable A by 5. So this equation is 1 plus A into 1 minus A by 5 is equal to 1.35, or 1 plus A minus A by 5 minus A square by 5 is equal to 1.35. This would imply that A square by 5, this is plus 4A by 5, so that will be minus 4A by 5 plus 1.35 is equal to 0. It will be not 1.35, it will be 0.35. We can multiply the entire equation with 5. So we are getting A square minus 4A plus 1.75 is equal to 0. This is A minus 3.5A minus 0.5A plus 1.75 is equal to 0, which is A minus 3.5 into A minus 0.5 is equal to 0. So the value of A is either 0.5 or A is 3.5. But because the value of the investment never grew to 10,000 rupees, the initial investment is 5,000. If it grew to 10,000, it would imply that A is greater than 1, because the value of the investment doubled in 1 year. If it doubled in 1 year, the rate of interest is greater than 100%. So A cannot be greater than 1. This would imply that A is not equal to 3.5. A has to be 0.5. And so the value of X will be 50. But what are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate what was the percentage drop in the second year. The percentage drop in the second year is X by 5. If x is 50, the correct answer therefore will be option D, which is 10. Let me look at the chat, and after that we'll go to the next question. Yes, Naman, Uma, Vedantika, Shandili, all of you got it correct. Try to get this one correct. This is, I think, slightly trickier, but try to get it correct. We have 234 likes. We need 66 more likes. Santosh Nayak, I think, got it correct. Shivanamurthy, can we assume 5x for first and x for the loss? I think we can do it. Then you have to just calculate the value of x. So that can be done. You can solve it that way also. The answer will not be changed. This is for Shivani's. If you assume that it is 5x and x, the value of 5x you would get will be equal to 50. I think Vikas Chaudhary, Sai Kiran, all of you got it correct. Well done. Yeah, that's correct, Ayush and Yesh Darji. Both of you got it correct. Yes, that's right, Sonima. Okay, the time is up. Let us try to answer this question. In this question, we are told that Amit invests a sum in a scheme at 20% interest compounded semi-annually. Now, whenever you are told that there is something which is compounded semi-annually, the quick way to do it is divide the interest by 2 and multiply the time period with 2. You might be wondering why that is the case. So the way I would just explain that so that you can intuitively understand what is semi-annual compounding, and after that we'll actually explain this particular question. So basically what happens in compound interest, you invest a principal P, it gets you an interest I at the end of 1 year, and now the principal becomes P plus I. That is, the principal changes after 1 year, and now the interest for the next year will be more. The interest for the next year will be on this new principal, which is greater than the old principal, and so you will get a new principal I1 for the next year after another 1 year. And now the principal becomes P plus I1. Now what semi-annual compounding is basically the principal right now is being reset after every 1 year. This is in compounded when it is compounded annually. But when it is compounded semi-annually, the principal is reset after every 6 months. So basically what happens is, this would be the principal. After 6 months, whatever interest has accumulated is added here. So now the principal amount has changed after 6 months, and therefore the interest for the second year, for the second 6 months will be higher. This will be some I1, and the principal becomes P plus I1. This is because even though 1 year has elapsed, the amount of principal is not the same when it is compounded semi-annually. When it is compounded annually, this principal remains the same for the entire period of 1 year. Here the same principal is there only for the first 6 months. After that, whatever interest has accumulated is added to the principal. So now the principal amount has increased. So for this 6 months, the interest that is obtained has increased. This is basically the concept of semi-annual compounding. A simple way to do it is just assume that the interest is divided by 2 and the number of time periods is multiplied by 2. So now looking at this particular question, let us assume that the amount that he invests is A. He invests A at the start, and after 6 months, the semi-annual compounding is the semi-annual compounding is 20%. So after 6 months, the interest will be 0.1A. So the amount becomes 1.1A. Now he takes some money out. He takes 50% out, 50% of the original investment. And so he invests this 0.5A in some simple interest. So the amount remaining will be 0.6A. This again for 6 months, this is invested and it again becomes 10% more. So it becomes 0.66A after 6 months. Again 0.66A is greater than 50% of the initial holding. So he removes again 0.5A and again he invests this in simple interest. Now what is he left with? He is left with 0.16A. Now 0.16A after 6 months, it becomes 0.16A into 1.1. This is not greater than 0.5A, so no amount is withdrawn. And it is again invested for another 6 months, so again it becomes into 1.1. So what is the total amount that he gets? This is invested in simple interest for 1.5 years. This is invested in simple interest for 1 year. So the total money that he gets from simple interest will be 0.5A into 1.5 into 30%, which is the simple interest rate. This is from the first one, plus 0.5A into 1 year into 30%. This is from the second one. And then he gets some amount from compound interest, this one. This will be plus 0.16A into 1.1 whole square, which is 1.21. If you add all of them, you are going to get the answer, which I think if you add these two, this will be 0.15A into, this is basically the interest, and in addition to it, you are going to get the 0.5A principal from simple interest, and this principal from simple interest, another 0.5A. So overall the amount of money from these two you can calculate. This will be 0.5A into 2.5 into 30%, which is 0.3. This comes to 0.375A. And 16 into 121 we have to calculate. 16 into 1.2 is 0.192. That is 16 into 12. So 16 into 0.01 will be, this is 16. So this will be 0.1936. So the total amount of money, this involves a lot of calculations, is 0.136A, plus from these two the principal of the simple interest is 1.00, plus the interest of simple interest is this much, which is 0.3750. You can just use your calculator. I don't have access to the calculator, so I'm just doing it by hand. So this is 6, this is 8, this is 6, this is 5, and this is 1. This is the return on investment, which is 56.86%, which is option D. Let me look at the chat, and after that we'll go to the next question. Aryan is saying, for VRC I complete RCs first, then finish bubbles quickly. For DLR I pick DA heavy sets, that's my strength. Haven't studied quants much, so there's nothing there for now that I can suggest. Okay, I think that's a good strategy. Basically, CAT attempting strategy should be different for everybody. You have to try different variations and figure out which is working for you. Thanks. We got 240 likes, man. We need just 60 more likes. To get to 300. So please do like the stream. These are the kind of questions you should solve because these are arithmetic questions and I want you guys to give me the answer in the chat. Hi Shandili is saying, sir, last year I scored 83 percentile. This year I am starting my prep note due to my surgery. How can I utilize my time and increase my score from 83 to 99.5? I've taken Cracku test series to date itself. I would say you have to solve a lot of questions. I think the difference between somebody who's scoring, I know you scored 83, but somebody who's scoring say around 95 and somebody who's scoring 99, the big difference by far is the amount of questions that they solve or the amount of mocks that they take. So right now in the last 2 months, I would recommend you to ensure that you're solving as many questions as you can. If there are any particular concepts that you're completely lacking, if there is a question you're not understanding, then go and revise the concepts of that particular topic. Suppose there's a question in circles and you're not understanding at all how to proceed. Okay, you're not just making any sense. Okay, the question doesn't make any sense. Then I would say go back and revise the entire syllabus for circles. But otherwise, if you're making some progress but you're not getting the answer, that also I would say is okay. Right now, focus on solving. Okay, I think time is up. Let me solve it. There are two mixtures, A and B. They are made by mixing water, salt and sugar in the ratio of 2:3:4. So we have water, salt and sugar. This is A. The ratio is 2:3:4. And the other one B is water, sugar and lime juice. There is also lime juice. Lime juice is not there in A, it is there in B, and the ratio in B is 1:3:2. So this is 1:3:2. Let us just be sure that we are talking about sugar. Okay, water, sugar and lime juice. This is fine. Okay. The two mixtures are combined and then boiled, but we don't know what is the volume in which they are combined. So let us assume that the total amount of A, because 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 9, let us assume that the volume of A is 9x. This would imply that the amount of water is 2x, amount of salt is 3x and amount of sugar is 4x. Similarly for B, we'll assume that it is 1 plus 3 plus 2, that is 6. So B will assume is 6y. Therefore, the amount of water is y, amount of sugar in it is 3y and amount of lime juice is 2y. So when both of them are mixed, what is the amount of water in the mixture? It will be 2x plus y. Salt is 3x. Sugar is 4x plus 3y. And lime juice is 2y. But now what we are told is that this is boiled, so water evaporated. 80% of the water evaporated. If out of 100, if 80% evaporated, only 20% is left. So what is the amount of water that is left? This is the original water. 80% of it has evaporated. So the amount of water left is 0.2 into 2x plus y. This is equal to 0.4x plus 0.2y. This is the amount of water left. So what is the total volume of the solution? It will be this plus this plus this plus this. If you are adding it, the x terms will be 7x, 7.4x. The y terms are 3y, 2y and 0.2y, which is 5.2y. This is the total volume of the solution. But what we are told is that the amount of water is now only 5% of the remaining solution. This is the remaining amount of water. This is making only 5% of this. So that would imply that this into 5% is this, or basically if you are reversing it, the total volume of the solution is 20 times the amount of water, which is 0.4x plus 0.2y. So you can get an equation. This is 7.4x plus 5.2y is equal to 8x plus 4y, or the value of 0.6x is equal to 1.2y, or the value of x is equal to 2y. So if this is equal to 2y, what are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate the ratio of salt and lime juice in the mixture. What is the amount of salt? It is 3x. So the required ratio is 3x salt to lime juice, and amount of lime juice is 2y. This is 2y. So this is the required ratio, 3x by 2y. X is equal to 2y. So this is equal to 6y by 2y, which is equal to 3:1. So the answer for this question is option B, which is 3:1. Let me look at the chat, and after that, as usual, I'll go to the next question. Ash Chandile is saying, thank you, sir, for the guidance. I'll definitely follow it and give you the results. Nothing makes me happier than people giving me updates about their CAT preparation. People feel that people sometimes are circumspect to actually approach me. But if you are a serious hardworking student and if you are giving me updates about your mock scores or how you are doing, I feel very happy and very satisfied. So you can always share your updates with me and any difficulties that you are actually facing. Anand Thakur is saying, are these previous year's questions? These are not previous year's questions. These are questions from the quant section that I've taken last week. Maulik is saying, why 20 times? The reason is because we were told that water is 5% of the total solution. This was given to us. Another way of writing it is that 20 times water is the total solution. So I used this way because there was not a lot of space. That's the reason I actually wrote it this way. No, Anand Thakur, these are not previous year's questions. These are questions from the quant sectional that I've taken last week. Okay, we need 53 more likes to get to our target of 300 likes. So please do like the stream, guys. Shivani Murthy, I score only 80 percentile. Now what should I do to get 95 percentile now, sir? I don't work now. Okay, that's fine. No, so you have an advantage now that you have a lot of time on your day-to-day basis. Secondly, you also have the freedom to have your own daily schedule. You can use complete 24 hours of your time. What I would tell you is divide it individually. Focus on improving in all the 3 sections. Don't ignore any of the sections because if you're aiming for 95 percentile, you have to get a consistent, a uniform percentile. It should not happen that one section is a big hindrance. That is what I would say as the start. And focus on building your concepts. Your concept should be strong for you to aim for 95 percentile, which is what I told somebody earlier also when he was asking me to go from 83 to 98, 99. Ensure that there are no big subjects or big topics where you are really struggling or you are having any nervousness about any particular big topic. The big topics in quant, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, you should be comfortable in them. Similarly, in verbal also, you should not have any real fear about either RCs, or you should not feel that, okay, my accuracy in RC is very bad. Those kind of things should not happen. So ensure that in the important topics, at least your concepts are strong, because if your concepts are not strong in the important topics, it is very difficult to get 95 percentile. Okay, I think the time is up for this. Okay. In this question, we are told that there is one guy, Ashim, he sold 150 kgs of Alfonso mangoes, by marking up the price by 20%. So let us assume that the cost price of Alfonso is say A per kg. So the selling price of this Alfonso mangoes, because he hiked it up by 20%, is 1.2 A per kg. He also offered some totapori mangoes for free with every purchase. The price of the mangoes, Alfonso mangoes, is 2.5 times the price of the totapori mangoes. So what is the cost price of totapori mangoes? This will be A divided by 2.5 per kg. This is equal to 0.4 A per kg. Now what we are told is that it is known that he made a profit of 100 by 11%. How many kgs of totapori mangoes did he give out for free to the purchasers? So this is the profit that he made, which is 100 by 11%. This is the cost price. So the total number of Alfonso mangoes that he sold is 150 kgs. So the total selling price will be 150 kgs, which is what he sold, into what is the selling price per kg? The selling price per kg is 1.2 A. This is equal to 180 A. This resulted in a profit of 100 by 11%. This is given to us. So what is the total cost price? The total cost price is equal to the total selling price, which is 180 A, divided by 1 plus 100 by 11%, which is 1 by 11. This is equal to 180 into 11 divided by 12 A, which is equal to 165 A. Now out of this 165 A, what is the cost price of the Alfonso mangoes? They are A per kg and he sold 150 kgs. So this 165A is equal to 150A from the Alfonso mangoes, plus we don't know how many totapori mangoes he sold. If you assume that the number of totapori mangoes he gave for free is T, what is the cost per kg of the totapori mangoes? It is A by 25. So this is T into A by 2.5. Or this is 15A is equal to A by 2.5, or the value of A is equal to 37.5 kgs. Sorry, this is the value of T, not A. So the totapori mangoes that he gave for free is 37.5 kgs, which is option A. Let me look at the chart, guys, and after that, as usual, I'll go to the next question. Okay, I think it's fine. How many of you have actually checked out our latest personal predictor? We have a personal predictor that we have updated. I think the total number of people who have checked it so far is 8,77,000. But recently, every day we are getting thousands of people who are searching for the personal predictor on a weekly basis. You have to just enter your details, your name, your gender, your category, how much you scored in 10th, 12th, all of these things. And then you will get, if you enter all of them, and we put a lot of effort to recently update it and make it actually pretty good. If you want, I can test it for you. If anybody can give me their profile details, I'll enter it and then we will see. I don't know whether it will work or not. Yeah, I think it will work. Okay, so give me any of the profile details, guys. I'll enter it and then we'll see how things go. Or I can just put some random details. Are previous questions easier than these questions? Khushi Limje saying, no, I wouldn't say they are much easier. Okay, Ayush, I'll put your details. Name I'm not changing. Category I'm putting gem. Okay, cool. General. 10th, how much did you give? 92. Okay, 92. 12th is 82.5. 82.5. Your engineering stream, I'm assuming, is science. Undergrad percentage is 77.2. 77.2. Okay. Undergraduate stream, I'm assuming, is engineering or tech. WorkX is 15 months. This was basically some confusion that was there with respect to the WorkX. This is the WorkX as of July 30th, and this is the WorkX for the interviews. So that's the reason we put it here. So your WorkX might appear different, but this is just for clarity. Okay, no. Use rank of qualification. Okay, and I'm just giving some random this, maybe like say 20, I don't know. You can check and you can put it exactly. Do you have no? Okay. WorkX relevance to MBA related fields. I'm saying say 2. Okay, profile strength. Okay. I don't know what I put as the profile strength, but basically this is how you have to look at. I think this is for the top IIMs, but by top I'm assuming we are looking at 99. I think because some of the ones with respect to the WorkX and all, we gave a slightly lesser. But this is what we are looking at. This is basically, we are also giving you slightly higher targets just to be on the safer side. All of them seem to be quite high, but this is what we would feel is like a safe percentile. And you can see all the different IITs are also added, MD also is added. FABM, although for non-engineers, non-agricultural based guys, maybe this IIM Ahmedabad FABM is not valid, but still you will get a good idea. So you can look at the number of colleges that we have actually given. And we are also putting the converted percentage that for this category based on the number of calls that you get, number of calls that are given for the institute, and how many seats are actually there. So based on the number of interview calls and the seats that are there. So this is something that we put a lot of effort. I would recommend you to definitely check it out. And if there are any discrepancies, if you feel that some of the percentiles are either very high or very low, you can always send us a mail. You can send us a mail at support@cracku.in, or you can just message us on the chat. We are looking and we are working on it regularly to improve it as much as we can. Okay guys, let us now look at the next question. We're in the 24th slide, man. There are some more questions. This will be a slightly long string. Maybe it will go on for another 1 hour. How many likes did we get? We got 254 likes. So we just need 46 more likes. This was an interesting question. I hope you get it correct. Let us see who gets it correct first. Let me know if anyone of you got this question correct. And she's saying, sir, I'm scoring 40 to 45 marks in Cracku full length mocks. But when solving without timer, I can do almost all the questions. How can I push my marks to 70 to 80 percentile in mocks? Basically, I can tell you what works in quant and what is very important to increase the attempt rate. To increase the attempt rate, you have to solve a lot of questions. You have to basically, between 2 mocks, don't take too many mocks, take 1 mock every weekend. But between those mock attempts, you have to solve a lot of questions. The more questions you solve, the faster you will get, especially in identifying easy questions. If you know what is an easy question and what is not an easy question, automatically, without any additional concepts, okay, just that identification of what is an easy question and what is a difficult question, you have to improve. And you will improve only by solving a lot of questions. Use the QuantRush. I don't know whether you have the Cracku QuantRush or not, but if you have the Cracku QuantRush access to it, definitely take it. I know that it will help you quite a lot. Okay, I think time is up. In this question, we are told that a man has 100 kgs of grains of two types A and B in the ratio of 2:3. If he has grains in the ratio of 2:3, the grains of A will be 2 divided by 2 plus 3 is 5 into 100. So this is 40 kgs. And for B is 3 divided by 2 plus 3, which is 5 into 100, which is equal to 60 kgs. So this guy has grain A (40 kgs) and grain B 60 kgs. Now two people, Sita and Geeta, have purchased grain A sells for 10 less per kg as grain B. So if you assume that the cost price of A is A, cost price of B will be A plus 10 per kg. And cost price of A will be A per kg. Now we don't know how much Sita has taken and how much Geeta has taken of these two. But what we are told is that at the end, Sita pays 200 more than Geeta, okay? And it is known that no grain is left with the man, okay? So they have taken all the 40 kgs of A and all the 60 kgs of B. Geeta buys 20 kgs of B. So if Geeta buys 20 kgs of B, Sita would have bought 40 kgs of B. And let us assume that what are we required to calculate? The kgs of grain A that Sita bought. So let us assume that Sita bought x kgs of A. So Geeta would have bought the remaining 40 minus x. So what is the total that Sita paid? Total Sita paid will be x into A plus 40 into A plus 10. And what is the total that Geeta paid? The total that Geeta paid is equal to 40 minus x into A plus 20 into A plus 10. What is the difference between these two? The difference between these two will be XA plus 40A plus 400 minus 40A plus XA minus 20A minus 200. This is the difference between what Sita paid and what Geeta paid. This we are told is equal to 200. Because we are told that Sita paid 200 more than Geeta. So if you are simplifying this, you can cancel a 40A here and a 40A here. 400 minus 200 is 0. So essentially what we are left with is 2 times x into A is equal to 20A. You can cancel A and the value of x is 10 kgs. So the amount of grain A that Sita bought is 10, amount of grain that Geeta bought of grain A is 30. So the answer for this question will be option A, which is 10 kgs. Let us look at the next question, guys. Let me look at the chat and then we'll go to the next question. Okay. This is a very easy question. I hope all of you get it correct. Yeah, many people got it correct. Well done. Let us see how many people get this correct. This is not a difficult question. I hope you get it correct, man. Niharika is saying, I have completed Arun Sharma LOD 1 for foundation. What to do to follow next level of CAT questions? I would say definitely use the study room of Cracku. It will give you very good questions which are CAT level. Or if you have the books of Cracku, after you finish LOD 1, you can go to LOD 2 and LOD 3. Yeah, Ayush, I think you are correct. We need just 35 more likes. Okay, let us solve this question. This is a expression which is of the form a square minus b square. What is the simplification of a square minus b square? We know a square minus b square is equal to a minus b into a plus b. We'll just use that to get the answer for this question. In this question, this is the value of a, this is a square, and this is the value of b, this is b square. So what is 5x square plus 16x minus 10 minus x square plus 14x minus 8, which is the value of a minus b? That will be equal to 4x square plus 16x minus plus 2x minus 10 minus of minus 8 is minus 2. This is the value of a minus b. And what is the value of the sum of these two expressions? If you are adding both of them up, you are going to get 6x square plus 30x minus 18. This is basically just a simplification of whatever expression is given to us. We are told that when this is divided by 6a, so if this is divided by 6a, okay. We are getting x square plus 5x minus 3. Which is basically 6x square plus 30x minus 18 divided by 6. So you can cancel this, this and this. So the value of a is equal to 4x square plus 2x minus 2, which is simply this, option C. 2 times 2x square plus x minus 1. Let me look at the chat, guys, and go to the next question. Society chat is how long is this video? Guys, don't say those things, no, because it demotivates me. I'm putting so much effort to try to teach. So if people are asking how long will this be there, it is like demotivating. It will be there, man. I'll try to teach till I have energy. After I'm tired, I'll stop it. Normally, I'm thinking of teaching for another 1 more hour. So let us see. ఇందాక చూసుకోలే అప్పుడే తాకు ఒక పావు గంట తర్వాత Okay, thanks a lot for the kind words, Yasir. Devang Sudrial, okay, your profile is good, man. What percentage should I aim for? Just check the IIM call predictor by Cracku. No? You have to just Google search Cracku IIM call predictor. Enter all of your details. It is a very nice tool that we built. We put in a lot of effort to ensure that the tool is also pretty accurate. So definitely do check it out. It will give you much more accurate percentiles. Not just for Blackie, but even the other interesting, other important MBAs institutes like MDI or FMS or all the IITs. All of them, you get detailed split of what is the percentile that is needed. Okay, let us try to solve this question, guys. Find the number of integral values of p such that the equation x square minus p plus 2 x plus 2p plus 9 is equal to 0 has negative real roots. So the way to look at it is, if you are given a quadratic equation, which is say ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, what is the sum of the roots? The sum of the roots is minus b by a. And what is the product of the roots? The product of the roots is c by a. Now, if you are told that both the roots are negative, the sum of the roots will be negative. And the product of the roots, if both the roots are negative, will be positive. This is the first thing that you have to confirm. If you are told that both the roots are negative, you want the sum of the roots to be negative and you want the product of the roots to be positive. It is not relevant to this question, but suppose you are told that both the roots are positive. Then what you have to check is that the sum of the roots has to be positive and the product of the roots has to be positive. In this case, both roots are positive. In this case, both the roots are negative. So what we need to do is we have to ensure that sum of the roots is negative and product of the roots is positive. And we also have to ensure that the discriminant is greater than or equal to 0. What is the discriminant of a quadratic equation? The discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. Whenever the discriminant is greater than or equal to 0, then the quadratic equation has real roots. Otherwise, the roots don't exist. So we need to check for these things. If we check for these things, whatever value of p satisfies these things, for that we will have roots which are real and negative. So what is the sum of the roots? The sum of the roots is p plus 2. So we want p plus 2 to be less than 0. Or we want p to be less than minus 2. What is the product of the roots? It is 2p plus 9. So we want 2p plus 9 to be greater than 0, or we want p to be greater than minus 4.5. So as we are looking only for integers, the two integers which satisfy both of these conditions is p is equal to minus 3 and minus 4. But that is not about it. We also have to ensure that the quadratic equation has real roots. So you want the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, to be greater than or equal to 0. What is the discriminant of this? It is p plus 2 whole square minus 4 times 2p plus 9. This has to be greater than or equal to 0. Or you want p square plus 4p plus 4 minus 8p minus 36 to be greater than or equal to 0, which is p square minus 4p minus 32 is greater than or equal to 0. This is p plus 8 into p minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. This is an inequality which is greater than or equal to 0. This will happen if p is, sorry, this is p minus 8, I didn't factorize it properly. This is p minus 8 into p plus 4. This is the factorization of this quadratic equation. If this is greater than or equal to 0, we want p to not lie between the roots. So p is either greater than or equal to 8, or p is less than or equal to minus 4. This has to happen. Now the only two values of p which satisfy whatever we wanted earlier is p is minus 3 and minus 4. P is equal to minus 3 doesn't satisfy this given requirement, but p is equal to minus 4 satisfies this given requirement. So the only value of p for which this is satisfied is minus 4. What we are asked is the number of integral values for p which will be equal to 1. So the answer for this question is 1. Let me look at the chat, and after that we'll go to the next question as usual. Yeah, this is an interesting question, slightly tricky. Let us see how many people will actually get it correct. Thanks a lot, Sonima, for the kind words. Even I like doing the marathons actually. I feel that if I don't like it, I would not do it so often. I was thinking that because all of this is hard work, right? Working on a Saturday, teaching for 3 hours, 4 hours is hard work. So I was trying to see why I actually do it. I realized that I actually enjoy it. That is the reason it doesn't feel like a lot of work. It is something that I actually like to do. Strategic trader is saying, sir, please don't give this year's CAT. I explained my standpoint multiple times, man. Whether I take CAT or not should not impact your percentile. You can figure it out. So yeah, I don't want to get into that. But in general, I feel that somebody who is worried about some other person taking CAT is not taking CAT in the right frame set. Anyway, we just need 18 more likes. So please do like the stream, guys. We are very close to achieving our target. Okay guys, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. Here we are told that f of x is a function such that f of 3x plus 2 times f of 48 by x is equal to 6x. What is the value of f of 18 and 2 times f of 18 plus 5 times f of 8? Whenever you are given this kind of a question where you have only one variable and you are given f of 3x and f of 48 by x or something, you have to input two different values of x, get a linear equation in those functions, solve for them and calculate the value of each of the function. What do I mean by it? What I mean by it is, here we want f of 18 and f of 8. We have to calculate the value of f of 18, we have to calculate the value of f of 8. So what we'll do is, first we'll assume that the value of, say, this 3x is equal to 18. If 3x is equal to 18, the value of x is 6. So we'll first substitute the value of x to be equal to 6. In that case, what does this equation give us? It gives us f of 18 plus 2 times f of 48 by 6 is 8. This is equal to 6 times 6, which is 36. The next time we'll substitute x to be equal to, because we want 3x to be equal to 8. Why 8? Because we want to calculate f of 18 and f of 8. So if 3x is equal to 8, the value of x is 8 by 3. If the value of x is 8 by 3, what we are going to get is f of 8 plus 2 times f of 48 divided by 8 by 3. This is equal to 18. So f of 18 is equal to 6 times 8 by 3. 6 times 8 by 3 is 16. You add both of these equations, we are going to get 3 times f of 8 plus 3 times f of 18 is equal to 52. Or the value of f of 8 plus f of 18 is equal to 52 by 3. The value of f of 8 plus 2 times f of 18 is 16. The value of f of 8 plus f of 18 is 52 by 3. So we can calculate the value of f of 18. This is equal to 16 minus 52 by 3, which is equal to minus 4 by 3. And the value of f of 8 we can get from this equation is 52 minus f of 18, which is equal to 56 by 3. So we have calculated the value of f of 8 and the value of f of 18. What we are required to calculate is 2 times f of 8 plus 5 times 2 times f of 18 plus 5 times f of 8, which is you multiply this with 2 and you multiply this with 5. This will be equal to 280 by 3 minus 8 by 3, which is equal to 272 by 3. What is the value of 272 by 3? It is 92 by 3, which is equal to 90.66. So the answer for this question is option A. Let me look at the chat, and after that, as usual, I'll go to the next question. Can you explain 48 by 8 by 3? Here, when I'm substituting the value of x to be 8 by 3, what is the value of 48 divided by x? The value of 48 divided by x is 48 divided by 8 by 3. This is equal to 48 into 3 divided by 8. This is 6, which is equal to 18. Okay, let us look at the next question. I wanted to tell you that we have launched a crash course for the last around 2 months that are left. Normally, I would tell people that put in effort, every day is important. But like all of us know, these 2 months are clearly the most important time for somebody who is taking CAT 2025. This is make or break. So if you're looking for a course to make the best use of these remaining 2 months, I would definitely ask you to check out the CAT crash course by Cracku. The batch is actually starting on Monday, that is day after tomorrow. And I know that it will be very useful. Having said that, it will also be pretty intense because we are trying to get all the syllabus finished in 2 months. So it will be pretty intense. So I hope that you have time to actually put in on a day-to-day basis. If you have time to put in for your CAT preparation on a day-to-day basis, I would definitely recommend you to check out the CAT crash course. Okay, this is the next question, guys. This also I would say is an important question. These kind of questions also come often in the examination. Anand Thakur. How many more questions, sir? होगा यार, कुछ questions होंगे. करो करो करो. I think total number of questions is 29, man. So maybe another, say 7 questions are there. Maybe I'll explain 5 questions and I'll give the last 2 questions for you to answer. Sir, in QuantRush page, can we have a separate section like QuantRush for previous year's questions? I think we can definitely do that. Let me check with my team and then we'll take it forward. We have 287 likes, man. We need just 13 more likes. If you have just joined the stream and if you are finding it useful, please do like the stream. We want to get to 300 likes. We need just 13 more likes. Naman Agarwal, really enjoy these marathons. They might be getting tireful towards the end, but are really helpful. I know, man. I know they are very helpful. That's the reason I'm doing. Even I'm tired, but I feel let me push through and try to do it for another 30 minutes or so, and then we can stop. Anand Thakur is saying, sir, more sessions like this on YouTube. Yeah, we will be doing these marathon sessions every Saturday. So every Saturday afternoon, we are going to conduct a session, these kind of marathon sessions for 3-4 hours. So definitely be available at that time. I am sure that these marathons will help you quite a lot on the day of the examination. And students who are enrolled to Cracku, I take the class every Monday evening from 8 to 9 p.m. or 8 to 9:30 I teach. Sayali teaches every Tuesday from 8 to 9:30 p.m. And on the remaining days of Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, we have very good faculty who take the live classes. Okay. In this question, the value of log of 70 is given as A, log of 28 is given as B, and log of 245 is given as C. Find the value of log of 5. Let us find out the prime factorization of these numbers. By prime factorization, I mean expressing those numbers as product of primes, because then things get easy. 70, for example, is 2 into 5 into 7. 28 is 2 into 2 into 7. 245 is 5 into 7 into 7. Why is the reason we wrote this? The reason we wrote this is because we can now express the logs as sum of log of 2, log of 5 and log of 7. So log of 70, for example, is equal to log of 2 plus log of 5 plus log of 7. This we are told is equal to A. The next one is log of 28. Log of 28 is equal to 2 times log of 2 plus log of 7. This we are told is B. And log of 245 is equal to log of 5 plus 2 times log of 7. This we are told is equal to C. Now, what are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate log of 5. So let us try to eliminate the other logs. For example, in this particular case, what is log of 7? Log of 7 is equal to C minus log of 5 divided by 2. We can put that over here and we can eliminate log of 2 also, or basically explain log of 2 in terms of log of 5. So 2 times log of 2 plus C minus log of 5 divided by 2 is equal to b, or 2 log of 2 is equal to b minus c minus log of 5 divided by 2, which is equal to 2b minus c plus log of 5 divided by 4 is basically the value of log of 2. Once we have log of 2 and log of 7 in terms of log of 5, we can just write this. The sum of all three of them has to be equal to a. So 2b minus c plus log of 5 divided by 4, which is log of 2, plus log of 5, plus what is log of 7? Log of 7 is somewhere over here. C minus log of 5 by 2 is equal to a. Let us multiply this product, this equation with 4. So we are going to get 2b minus c plus log of 5 plus 4 times log of 5 plus 2c minus 2 log of 5 is equal to 4a. Let us now just cancel things. Log of 5, 4 log of 5 is 5 log of 5, minus 2 log of 5 is 3 log of 5. And we have 2b minus c plus 2c is 2b plus c. So the value of log of 5 we can simplify and calculate is equal to 4a minus 2b minus c divided by 3, which will be option B. Let me look at the chat, and after that I'll go to the next question. Yeah, this is, I would say, a slightly tough question, but try to solve it. Okay, man, we hit our target of 300 likes. All of us should be proud of ourselves. 300 likes reached. I'll give a star for hitting the 300 likes. Should I buy Cracku mocks at this point of time? I would say, see, whether you purchase Cracku mocks or not is up to you. What I can tell you is that I want you to take one mock every weekend from now till the examination for sure, and take more mocks in November, maybe between say November 10th to November 20th. Maybe you can take more mocks, and the number of mocks that you take should lessen in the last couple of weeks, last 10 days to 2 weeks. Don't burn out. So there is sufficient time for you to take mocks, and Cracku mocks are pretty good. So with that logic, I would say you should definitely enroll for the Cracku mocks. Okay, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. Here we are told that there are two quarter circles with centers at B and D. They are drawn inside a square ABCD such that they touch each other at exactly one point O, and the point of contact lies on the diagonal of the square. If the quarter circles touch the sides AB, BC, CD and AD at points PQ, RS respectively, what is the value of POS? So let me first draw a square. Let us assume that this is the square. This is A, this is B, this is C and this is D. I have to do a freehand of circle. We are told that there are two quarter circles. We were not told whether they are equal in radius or not, but let us just draw two circles. Okay, hopefully they are like this. And the point of intersection is lying on the diagonal. Okay, not too bad. So this we are told is O. And we are told that they intersect AB, BC, CD and DA at PQRS. So this is P, this is Q, this is R and this is S. What we are told is the value, we have to calculate the value of angle POS. So let us first join P to O and let us join O to S. We are required to calculate this angle. To calculate this angle, the first thing that we should know is that DO is equal to SO. Why are they the same? Because they are part of the same quarter circle. This quarter circle, they are part of it. Both of them are equal to the radius of the quarter circle. This would imply that if you are looking at triangle DOS, it is like this. This is S. If you are just removing all of them, this is O. It is like this. This is O, this is S and this is D. This angle is 45 degrees. We know this because DB is the diagonal. So that angle will be half of 90 degrees. So this is 45 degrees and this is an isosceles triangle. As this is an isosceles triangle, both of these angles will be the same and both of them will be equal to 180 minus 45 divided by 2, which is 135 by 2, which is equal to 67.5. So this will be 67.5. This is 67.5. So this is 67.5 and this is 67.5. For the same reason, even in triangle PBO, this is 45 degrees. This will be 67.5 and this is 67.5. Because BO will be equal to BP, both of them are part of the same quarter triangle. So now we can easily calculate the value of POS, this angle. Because if you are looking at this diagonal, we have one angle over here, we have another angle over here. This is 67.5, this is 67.5. So the angle in the middle has to equal 45 degrees because this is part of a straight line. That is what we are saying. This is 67.5, this is 67.5. So the angle in the middle will be 180 minus the sum of both of them, which is 180 minus 135, which is equal to 45 degrees. This also took me a lot of time in the sectional. I don't know why. I think I didn't do too well. So the answer is option B. Let us look at the next question, guys. Okay, thanks. Achintya sir, are these the same questions which you solved during your live quad attempt a few days back? Yeah, Achintya, these are the same questions. Like I was telling you, I didn't do too well in that sectional. Even the earlier question is not very difficult if you think about it. Just drawing that took a lot of time. But otherwise, once you draw it, it should not be difficult. This is a tough question, man. I hope people get it correct. So if anybody gets it correct, let me know in the chat. I'll be very happy about it. There'll be 2 questions after this, guys. After that, we'll end the stream. Okay, time is up. Let us try to solve this question. In this question, we are told that there are 2 points M and N. They're present on the sides of a square PQRS. M bisects SR and N divides PS such that the ratio of Pn is to Ns is 2:1. If Pm and Rn intersect at O and the ratio of QPR to QPOR can be expressed as P by Q such that P and Q are co-prime, then what is the value of modulus of P minus Q? Let me first draw a square. This is PQRS. This is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. What we are told is that M bisects SR. So this will be the value of M. And N is on PS such that Pn is to Ns is 2:1. So this is, say, N. This is 2:1. Now, Pm and Rn are joined. P is connected to M, R is connected to N, and they intersect over here at O. Area of QPR and QPOR can be expressed as P by Q. What is the value of P minus Q? So if you join P and R, this is the diagonal of the square. If you assume that each side of the square is A, calculating the area of PQR is very easy. PQR will be, the area of PQR is half into A into A, which is equal to A square by 2. What we have to now calculate is the area of PQOR, that quadrilateral. To do that, what we'll do is we'll calculate the area of this triangle, this quadrilateral, and this triangle, and subtract it from the area of the square. Then we'll get the area of the quadrilateral PQOR. To do that, one thing that we are going to do is we are going to add a line joining O to S. The thing is, this is not an easy question, but it has some very important concepts because of which I want to teach this. If you are looking at the triangle POS like this, this is P, this is O, and this is S. You have a line ON which is dividing PS in the ratio of 2:1. This would imply that the area of PON to the ratio of the triangle NOS will be 2:1. So if you assume that this is, say, 2M, this will be M. So if the area of this is 2M, this will be M. What about SOR? M is the midpoint. So if you assume that the area of MOS is small n, the area of MOR is also small n. Now the important thing to note here is, what is the area of PSM? This is PSM, this is P, this is S, and this is M. From the standpoint of the square, each side of the square is equal to A. So this is equal to A, this is equal to A by 2. So the area of this triangle is half into A by 2, which is equal to a square by 4. But from the standpoint of whatever we have written, that is equal to 2m plus m plus n. So a square by 4 is equal to 3m plus n is equal to a square by 4. Similarly, if you are looking at the triangle NSR, this is NSR. This is N, this is S, this is R. The value of SR is A. The value of NS is A by 3. So what is the area of NSR? This will be half into A by 3, which is equal to A square by 6. That is equal to N plus M, which is 2N plus M. We have to solve for small n and small n. And we can do that. We can just multiply this equation with 2. We are going to get 6m plus 2n is equal to a square by 2. And we are going to get m plus 2n is equal to a square by 6. You subtract one from the other, you are going to get 5m is equal to a square by 3, or the value of m is a square by 15. Now, what is the value of 3m? It is a square by 5. So the value of n is equal to a square by 20. Now, what are we required to calculate? What is the value of 2m plus m, 3m plus n plus 2n? That is, we are required to calculate the value of 3m plus 2n. This is equal to a square by 5 plus a square by 20. This is a square by 10. This will equal by 10, 3a square. So what we are essentially saying is that in this particular square, PQRS, we have an O like this. This is P, this is Q, this is R, this is S. This area is 3 square by 10. So this area has to be 7a square by 10, because the overall area of the square is a square. What we are required to calculate is this ratio to this ratio, which is a square by 2. QPR we have calculated at the top is a square by 2. POQR we have just calculated is 7a square by 10. So the ratio of both of them will be 5 by 7. This is the value of P by Q. So the value of P minus Q will be equal to 2. So the answer for this question is 2. I know this is a tough question. This is not an easy question. These kind of questions, if they come in the examination, leave them. But at least remember the concepts that we have used. We have used the concept that if the base is the same, like this, and if the line is dividing, if a line is dividing the base in a particular ratio, the ratio of the area of the circle is in the ratio of the bases. Using that, we should be able to calculate this question. This, on the other hand, is not a tough question, so try to solve it. Okay guys, please do like the stream. If you like the stream, it will be shown to more people and more people can join us the next time. So that is my humble request to all of you. Please do like the stream if you are finding it useful. Sir, how are P and Q coprimes in the previous question? Basically, in coprimes, two numbers P and Q are coprimes if they have no common factor. That is, their common factor has to be only 1. In the earlier question, we have 5 by 7. That is the ratio. But you can express 5 by 7 as multiple ways. You can express this as, say, 10 by 14. You can express this as 15 by 21. You can express this as many ways. But in this particular case, 10 and 14 have a common factor of 2. In 15 and 21, you have a common factor of 3. 5 by 7 is the only way in which you can express this ratio, such that 5 and 7 have common factor of only 1. That is why we are saying that you have to consider it as 5 by 7. Yes, Lalit, you are right. Okay, the time is up. Let us try to answer this question. In this question, there is a large sphere of radius r. This is melted to form n smaller spheres of radius smaller. So, what does the volume of a sphere? Volume of sphere, we know the formula. Volume of sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So, what we are told is that 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to capital N into 4 by 3 pi small r cube, or the value of r cube is equal to n into the value of small r cube. We are also told that the largest sphere is painted blue at a cost of 36 centimeter square. What is the total surface area of a cube? The formula for the total surface area is 4 pi r square. Now, what we are told is that per centimeter square, the cost is 36 centimeter square. So, the total cost is 36 into 4 pi r square. Now, each of the smaller cubes were also painted, smaller spheres are also painted at a cost of 1 per centimeter square. What is the total volume? There are n such smaller spheres. Each of them has a volume of 4 pi small r square. This we are told is the same. So again we are getting another equation. We can cancel 4 pi, we can cancel 4 pi. So n is equal to 36 capital R square by small r square. N is also equal to capital R cube by small r cube. We can equate both of them so that capital R cube by small r cube is equal to 36 capital R square by small r square, or the value of capital R by small r is equal to 36. Therefore, the value of n is capital R cube by small r cube, which will equal 36 cube, which, like somebody messaged in the chat, is 46,656. So the answer for this question is 46656. Let us look at the next question. Somebody was asking whether they should enroll for the Cracku mock test or not. I would say you should definitely enroll for them. Then each of the mocks has detailed video solutions. I record the video solutions for all the quant solutions, all the quant questions. Sayali records it for all the LRDI questions. And we are putting in a lot of effort to ensure that our mock tests are very similar to the actual CAT examination of CAT 2024. You can actually look at it also. You will also get a good sense, a good flavor, and a good diversity in the LRDI sets. LRDI sets are also thought through to ensure that we are giving you new types of LRDI sets to prepare you for the examination. So if you are looking to enroll for them, definitely do check out the Cracku mock test. Okay guys, this will be the last question for today. Then there will be 2 questions left which I will leave to the students to solve. Yeah, many people got the last question correct. Achintya Verma, Vedantika, Sonima Dwivedi, Naman Agarwal, Vikas Chaudhary, Vaishnavi, and Ayush Shandilya. Well done, guys. Let me know if anybody got this question correct. Okay, Nitin Chanakyagunam got it correct. Akriti Agarwal also got it correct. Well done. Anirudh Gupta is saying, which mock series should I buy for sectional? In the Cracku CAT mock test, you will get mock tests as well as sectionals. You will get, if I'm not wrong, 45 sectionals in addition to the mock test. So they are pretty good. You can definitely check it out. SJ is saying, sir, how many questions of each topic should I solve before moving on? You have to solve regularly also, man. It should not be that you have just solved like some 50 questions or 100 questions and after that you're ignoring it. You have to solve also regularly. So I don't want to give a particular number that you have to solve these many questions. You have to solve till you become comfortable with that particular topic. Yeah, Naman Agarwal, Venkat Sai Kiran, all of you have got it correct, and Vikas Chaudhary. In this question, we are told that X bought 16 identical toys for his 3 grandchildren. Find the number of ways in which he can distribute the toys among his grandchildren such that none of the grandchildren receives more than 7 toys. Let us assume that the 3 grandchildren receive A, B and C toys. So A plus B plus C is equal to 16. We are also told that all of them are less than or equal to 7. So A is less than or equal to 7, B is less than or equal to 7 and C is less than or equal to 7. Now, because they are less than or equal to 7 and because there are these restrictions, we can't directly apply the formula for the number of non-negative integral solutions for a given equation. What do I mean by it? What I mean by it is, if you have a equation which is like x1 plus x2 plus dot 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 till xr is equal to capital N, the number of solutions for this given equation such that all the variables, that is x1, x2, x3 dot 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 till xr, all of them are greater than or equal to 0 and all of them are integers, is n plus r minus 1 c r minus 1. But there should be no restrictions. There should not be any restriction that, okay, r cannot be greater than 5 or r cannot be greater than 7 or something like that. Then you can apply this formula. Here you can't apply that formula directly because there are these restrictions that all of these terms have to be less than or equal to 7. So what we'll do is a slight smart way of doing it. What we'll say is that because A is less than or equal to 7, let A be 7 minus A1. B is less than or equal to 7, so let B be 7 minus B1. C is less than or equal to 7, so let C be 7 minus C1. What is the sum of A plus B plus C? A plus B plus C will be 21 minus A1 minus B1 minus C1. But A plus B plus C we know is equal to 16. Because A plus B plus C is equal to 16, A1 plus B1 plus C1 is equal to 5. Now there are no restrictions on A, B and C. They have to be just positive numbers, greater than or equal to 0 numbers. So we can apply the formula that we wanted. And how many solutions are there for A1 plus B1 plus C1 is equal to 5? The number of solutions will be 5 plus 3 minus 1 C 3 minus 1, which is equal to 7 C2, which is equal to 7 into 6 by 2, which is equal to 21. So the answer for this question is 21. Let us look at the next two questions. Those questions I leave for the people. This is a very simple question. So if you get this question, answer the comment the answer for this question. I will pin the comment for the top two, first two guys who got both the questions correct. This is the first question, and this is the second question. This I think is slightly trickier, but again not very difficult. Yeah, and basically I also wanted to say that we are having a grand festival sale. This is a grand festival sale for Dasara. So if you are looking to enroll to any of the Cracku courses, I think this is the best time for you to enroll because we are giving a lot of discount on all of the courses. You can check out the grand festival sale of Cracku on our website. If you have any doubts about any of this sale or any of the course, please do comment below this video. I will look at the video and I'll look at all the comments and I'll try to respond to them. Before I end the stream, I'll show you both the questions that I want you to solve. This is the second question and this is the first question. Okay, thanks a lot guys. Thanks for tuning in.